Hey guys, I had a
Zero
really cool
adds blood.
series that we could
Turn
do
off for this side.
on the D&D channel.
Oh.
We could play our characters in Baldur's Gate 3.
That would be really funny, actually.
But Baldur's Gate 3 is only 4 players.
There's mods.
Well,
There are mods,
is there a mod
dude,
for a
there are
larger
fucking
party?
mods.
well,
Yeah, there's a mod for 18 plus party.
What
It's
the
ridiculous.
fuck? Well, I mean, Ron doesn't have a computer to do it, so.
But there's mod support on console.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it is a cross-platform.
There's got to be a mod to add a hyena then.
There's gotta be cross-platform for Baldur's Gate.
There is cross-platform now.
Awesome.
They added it in the last update.
Maybe this could be like canon sub adventures without Cade. Party attempting their own shenanigans without, Papa.
Yeah, I'm about to shit.
Sounds
But
to
Ron,
me
we
like
have
Ron
to
doesn't want to
encounter
play
you
with us.
somehow.
Without Cade Cunningtale.
I'm about to cum my
Wow,
ass.
that was
Cutting
weird.
cut. Cutting
Hey, cutting cut is crazy.
Michaelo might steal that.
Cunningtale.
Michaelo might get punched in the face.
Ron already wanted to punch Michaelo in the face.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
Michaelo might ready a shadow step.
That's Cade's always got a ready sneak attack, bitch.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that
Just
even
60
allowed?
feet away though, Ron.
This gun got a range, boyo.
Is that gonna fix it, please?
Abusing shadow step.
Yo, fucking.
I read that.
No, because I looked up a Reddit thing about it, and they're like, well, it's a teleport, so you could just, there's a shadow.
Shadow
You can look under the crack of the door, teleport through a locked door.
Yeah,
Would
I
that
told
destroy
Ryan.
the door in the process?
Nope, he like poops out of a shadow. It's like a fart.
So for Michaelo, I'm imagining him like turning into like smoke and then just like appearing somewhere else with
Places.
smoke.
I am gonna make Michaelo roll for perceptions to see what shadows are where, though, because
Yeah.
I don't use fog.
Yeah.
I don't use fog of war,
That's fair.
but it'll be a free perception.
What if it's nighttime though?
What's with all these damn large ass fucking updates?
If
What's
it's nighttime, you're just in
Scorpion's
God's
brother's
graces.
Noob? What's his name?
Uh,
the smoke dude who
yeah,
teleports?
noob Cybot.
Noob. Yeah, Noob. So he just do some noob shit and teleport.
Pretty much.
Like
Fun
a
fact:
spitball.
Noob Cybot is just both of the developers of Mortal Kombat's names backwards.
Wow.
Tobias and Boone.
I was really hoping
Oh, the last names.
game running.
I was like, D. I was like, what?
Okay.
My little Kunchkin.
Don't say that again.
Ceras, you're my little Kunchkin.
I'm shooting everybody.
Oh, guys, I'm also working on a funniest moments for the first 10 episodes. So
Now that.
let me know what
We'll
you
get
guys
you
want to
canceled.
add in there in like the group chat or something.
Speaking of
Oh,
funny
that's not-
things and moments, I don't like the fact that we stopped doing the little what's it called, the prompt thing on for Discord.
Oh,
That was fun.
Death by
I
AI.
enjoyed the hell out of that. Yes,
Death by
AI.
AI. I mean, if we're not ready yet, we can run one. What one?
I would like to say I am ready, but if you guys want to run, we can run.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I think we should jump in. No loop.
We can go in. I'm just saying for like next time we're in the future
Yeah.
because I really did enjoy that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first things first. What does everybody remember?
We're going to fucking dead end.
But we stopped at a shack.
No, that's in dead end. I thought
Alright,
the
a
shack
tavern.
was the dead end.
It's the tavern we're at.
It is not in Dead End. It is randomly located in the marsh.
Yeah, it's like the only
Oh.
thing around with like.
Well, what the fuck? I thought we had made it to dead end and we were gonna drop everybody off at dead end and then go to the other place.
No, you guys sent Demetrius to escort everybody to Dead End while we go investigate the church's buyer list at the
Yeah,
place.
but don't we have the girl? And wasn't that like the whole thing? Like, oh, we need to drop the girl off.
Yeah, Cade got a connect out here. He knows this place. We're going to that place. It's just in the
Okay.
middle of this fucking swamp.
There's also two like dug up parts underneath the tavern or something, or near the tavern.
The whole tavern is sitting on freshly dug soil.
Yeah, freshly dug soil.
Yeah.
It's like Hog's mom.
Hey, can you just shut the fuck up, please?
Mom's
stop.
poop.
Fuck are you doing the shut up?
We're right there, Josh. You could have just let me pitch that shit, man. Damn.
I don't know who
No.
else got it, but it's okay.
I'm sure there's plenty of. Anyways, so yes, the party has narrowly escaped carnivorous flowers that were attached to dead bodies, and after that shocking realization, Cade decided that maybe we should drop the kid off after all. He quickly searched through his pack for something that he's not usually ready to use, and turns out his hunch was right. There is an acquaintance close by, and that is where we are. I never liked this place. It's kind of bougie. It's a little out of my taste. The party follows Cade as he holds a glowing rune on a rock in his hand, pointing directly to the tavern about 20 feet up. Um, on the sign, it says Downpour, and you can all hear a roaring crowd. This place is active, and I imagine it would be, being in the middle of such a dangerous spot. A place to get a comfortable drink is always hard to find. Cade marches on, hands in his pocket. All right, we're just gonna talk to my friend, and hopefully he doesn't kill me. So, any questions?
What was that?
Huh?
Hopefully he doesn't kill you.
Hug me. I said hug me. You're listening too hard.
I thought I heard kill too. Does this sound shysty to anyone?
Cade throws his hands up. Guys, you got any better ideas? You don't want the kid fighting any more flowers, do you?
I also don't want the person with the only neat lead that I have dead.
Ditto.
He's a sweetheart. Just gotta get to know him. As Cade's boots hit the tavern steps, he stops and pauses. He takes a long, deep breath. Hi, Frank. And all of you hear a very loud rumbling from underneath the tavern. He jams his hands in his pocket. He steps to the door. All of you can hear the crowd roaring on the inside. He looks back at you, Ceras, gives you a little shit-eating grin. Watch this. And he kicks open the door. Side note, you can all meet me in roll 20 if you'd like.
Oh yeah, I'm trying so hard right now. It's just
Already
taking
there.
a hot minute.
As Cade kicks in the door, the roaring crowd goes to a hasty silence. All of you, what are your passive perceptions?
That would be a 10.
That
So,
is a
12.
all right,
13.
Cool. Nobody had less than a 10. All right. You all enter this tavern behind Cade Cunningtale. You see all manners of slimy people in this place. A table of lizard folks.
Hey, DM. I still see Marsh.
So do I.
Oh, wait.
Can for now,
Ah,
Hey.
that's a tavern.
Yeah, it is. What'd you say, Josh?
Now that's a
can
tavern.
somebody stream for me for right now? Because I'm trying to get this thing to load up.
Right, yes, my apologies.
Ooh. There's a lot
Nice
going on.
tavern.
Yes. As you all enter into the tavern, you all see a great many people. There is a table of lizard folks. They eye you very sketchily as you step through the door behind Kate.
Which one's the lizard table?
You see, well, that's the lizard table.
Use
Uh,
your imagination, you fucking nerd.
Michaelo eyes them back, but like not in
you
a
all
not in an aggressive way.
just being nosy. I like it. You see a fire pit with three tieflings and a human woman over here. They seem to have been conversing before you walked in behind one very rowdy Cade Cunningtale. You see a couple sentient skeletons in maid outfits as they deliver drinks.
Oh
And
my god, undead?
yes. And
Where
at
are
the
they?
far end, huh?
Where are the undead?
They're different waiters, so they're just kind of they're kind of all over the
Oh,
place.
okay.
It's the little blue dots.
Um, can Ceras do a Arcana check on them to see if they are like constructs or if they're true undead?
Yeah, good.
That go ahead. Oh, that's a nat 20.
They are true, very true and true, undead.
Oh my god. This is certainly Ceres writes down on her board. What place is this? Crazy,
Hey.
the undead employed. Are they even sentient?
As you scribble very fastly at Cade, he kind of gives you a handout. Just a moment, sweetheart. Cade begins walking towards the main bar. Oi, you still got the good stuff in the back. It's not always been my favorite establishment. Your service is usually shoddy, but I would appreciate a drink. At the bar, you all see a very large individual with long flowing hair, back turned, cleaning a mug. And the moment Cade says this, yeah, everybody go ahead and stand where you like.
You can put me wherever you want right now, Ron. I'm
Ceres
still
is on
trying to-
top of Bucket so that she's like chin height to the bar.
Um, so, the moment Cade
That's
puts his
okay.
dusty ass boots down by the bar, the figure turns around and launches a glass. Luna, make me a deck save.
Oh boy. That is 12.
It whiffed Cade and it hit you. Cade narrowly dodges the glass. Luna, you just got hit with a glass cup. And
Where did
standing
it hit me?
right in the shoulder. It just
Oh.
shattered.
God
It didn't
damn
feel.
it, fuck.
And turning around is none other than a lionin, a large and proud figure. He is taller than the entire party, including Cade, and he is massive. Kiram, always a good time. Seems like you're excited to see me. Cade turns around and gives you a little wink, Luna.
What's this lionin's name?
Kiram?
Kiram. Kiram. K-E-Rum.
Hiram. Okay, it sounds like my name.
You're right. You are actually you were very correct. We're gonna retcon that right now.
He said we're gonna retcon that.
I elect Noru.
Maru?
Noru. Noru.
Shikimaru.
Shikimaru.
I don't know. Anybody else can think of a name? I'll just throwing one out there.
Yeah. We can
Blevin.
go with that.
Leonis?
Blevin.
Blevin.
Leonis?
The Blevins. Ninja Blevins.
Uh, I kind of like Noru. I won't lie.
Damn, just don't fuck us, I guess.
Blevin turns around. What are you doing back in my bar? The last time we parted ways, you told me you weren't coming back. Cade kicks
Michaelo
his foot
raises his
up.
hand.
They take no notion to you raising your hand. Also, the tavern has slowly begun whispering. You all hear different stories being tossed out among the crowd. If anybody would like to make a perception,
I am
welcome.
going to make a perception. That
Me
is
too.
a Oh, God, where are the fucking
I rolled a
maps?
14 for my perception.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Beautiful.
A 14 as well.
Sweet. You all start hearing the crowd rile up. They keep throwing different strange stories, urban legends about Cade. Is that the one? Is that the one? The one that robbed? He tried to rob the Red Dragon? You hear all kinds of shenanigans. Isn't that the one that tried to steal the Lich King's flag? Nah, there's no way that's him. I thought he'd be taller. You start hearing all kinds of things. Isn't that the guy that tried to swindle the king, the previous king of Armorfeld? He tried to sell immortality and trade it for the Arkenstone. Silly
Seems
bastard.
your name carries far and wide in these places.
And as you say that, my dear Tyrum, you all rolled incredibly well. You all noticed that on the bar wall directly behind Blevan is a wanted poster of none other than Cade himself. Wanted in 3 cities for very devilish things.
It just says that very devilish things.
Wanted alive. It does say wanted alive for 100 gold.
Excuse me,
I want you
Blevan.
to know that Luna's not even paying attention to any of this. He's just staring straight.
Excuse me, Blevan.
No,
Can I see that wanted poster? Can I have it?
Blevan looks at you, snarls, looks back at Cade. So you
Ceras
seem to
comes
have
over
a,
and tears it down.
straight like that.
You gotta jump over the counter.
You gotta
Oh, wait,
walk around the
wait.
counter.
It's on the counter? Oh,
It's
I
behind
thought
the
it was like
counter.
across it.
It is
Okay.
over here on the wall behind.
That's why I was
Uh,
asking.
I was like, that's
Yes.
pretty fucking ballsy.
Ceras, that's the biggest balls in here.
Yeah, she
You know
does.
what? You know what Ceres is gonna do? Is she's going to get her homunculus servant to stealthily fly over and rip down and grab the wanted poster.
Roll me a stealth.
Ooh, that's a that's a 6.
Yeah, as your cannon stealthily tries
No,
to.
no, no. It's a flying
It's
ball
the
of yarn
homunculus.
with bat wings.
Oh, it's the homunculus.
It's the homunculus.
As
It's
your
got little
homunculus
tendril legs. Grab.
as, as your homunculus takes flight, with a very swift motion, Kiram raises his hand and slams it down, knocking the homunculus into the floorboards,
Blevan?
damn near shattering it. Blevan, fuck off! Blevan swats the homunculus with no hesitation, without even breaking eye contact. And when he does this, the party notices he is missing his right arm entirely.
Michaelo's gonna go, aw.
The homunculus crawls away because it does. Or how much damage would that do?
It's an unarmed strike. You probably took about 8 or 9 damage.
8 or 9 damage. Okay, it crawls away.
Luna looks intriguingly. Huh.
Michaelo is
Arm.
gonna ask Cade. He's gonna go, did you steal his arm?
Cade looks at you, and then he looks worried. You can see the fear in his eyes. He looks back. Hey, Blevan, listen. He's a little stupid. Let's what do we say? Drinks on the house. Cade drops a sack of gold on the counter, and Michaelo, you feel Blevan's eyes lock in on you. You see his eyes, because this is a lion, and switch to predator mode. They get very sharp as he focuses on you. His
When-
bloodlust is noticeable.
When
Michaelo-
Michaelo said that, Tyrum just cocked his head and looked at him with like the "Are you fucking stupid?" face.
But Michaelo stares back at Blevan.
As soon as Cade slams the gold on the table, Blevan's entire attitude changes. Cade Cunningtale, my best customer. Cade and Blevan lock forearms, palm the forearms, and Blevan pulls Cade in and headbutts him. Cade headbutts him back and he says, always good to see you two. What would I do without that headbutt? And he like stumbles to the bar stool as he sits down. The crowd is going wild as they start throwing rumors all throughout the tavern hall. Isn't that the one that gave the Bahamut Church, the insight to fight Groomish on that fateful night, you hear all kinds of shit. They tried to steal the dead Oni Emperor's hand. It's the one that fought the sea monsters all by himself, single-handedly, right outside of Buena Fortuna. Cade just buries his face into the cup that Blevan slides over to him. And what can I do for you tonight? Cade drinks half of his cup, slams it down, snaps at the bard in the back, who happens to be a satyr. I forgot to bring that up. There is a live band performing music. A satyr and a half
I
elf.
could hear it.
Yes, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Turn the music up. He said, no need to soil a good night yet. We'll talk later. How's Naria? And as soon as Cade says that, a lion-in waitress from across the bar, roughly is slightly approaches, and she sneaks up on Michaelo. Not really, but she approaches the party. Cade!
God, furry bait.
Furry bait.
Luna looks at her and goes, "Wow."
Just out
You
loud.
say that to Raito? Raito?
Yes.
He bumps Raito. Check out that babe.
I look down at Raito and I tap her with my foot and I'm like, I look on her and I'm like, wow.
Hubba hubba.
Blevan lets out a hearty laugh. As you can see, my darling Naria is doing wonderful. She helps at the tavern sometimes. You know, ever since we escaped our homeland, we've made a comfortable life here. Cade chimes in. Yeah, I see it. Frank's still holding this place up? You know Frank wouldn't leave you, huh? Blevan leans over the counter. Did you say hi to him? You know he gets mad when you don't say hi. Of course I said hi to Frank. And he looks at Cade, turns around and looks at the party. So, everybody, a drink. You can't come into the Downpour and not have a drink. And like Cade nervously gestures for all of you to come to the bar.
Tyrum rolls his
Nervously.
eyes.
Nervously.
Luna
Okay.
approaches the bar.
Ceras takes Elena and puts her on bucket and then gets on a high stool.
Michaelo sits right here.
Because Elena shouldn't be by herself in the middle of this bar. It's not suitable for children.
She's not. Elena sits right between Ceras and Cade. Blevan leans over the counter. So, what can I get for all of you? And we've got a promotion. Whoever drinks the most gets free drinks. And then the crowd goes fucking wild. Hey, any takers? You hear these locals lose their mind. The fishmen get up and start jabbing their spears in the air. The tieflings start doing that tiefling thing with their tail and shit-eating grins. It's just chaotic in this place.
Me, if you have.
Well, Luna asks, didn't Cade say he was paying for it all?
Blevan leans in. You're talking very loudly for somebody that's getting free drinks.
Fair point. I'll have a mead too.
With the quickness, Blevan turns around and slides two glass cups along the bar counter. He very quickly pours two sizable cups of mead, and he slides it to each of you using one hand, very skillfully.
Much appreciated. Tyrum grabs his mug and continues to go back to his place.
Luna gets his drink and says, "Much appreciated, needed, very much so needed after a long journey."
Oh, and
He takes a good
Tyrum
swig.
Tyrum also drops 5 silver just for the sake of it, even though he's not really paying for it.
Is
Blevan-
Luna at the bar or Luna still back there?
Oh right, his Luna's at the bar. His
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
sucks. I'm
my
sorry.
Bad. No, my bad.
No, it's
Luna,
my
Luna, as you take a swig of your drink, you notice that Naria is crouched over, playing with Raitu. Oh, he's adorable. She looks up at you. Where'd you get him?
Ah, a store.
Store.
The store. She looks at you very confused, and she stands up. A store, huh? But
Are
what
you
such
lying?
store? Would you get it? She are you lying? Roll me a deception.
As this is happening, Michaelo's going to ask for a water.
Oh God.
Michaelo, Blevan slides you a crisp glass of water. It's got a little lemon in the top.
Luna starts sweating as he says the store.
What did you read? What did you roll?
A 17.
Her insight was 17. She she looks a little nervous, or a little skeptical, not nervous. She looks a little skeptical. Okay, well, he's adorable. She leans over the counter next to you and pulls up another glass, and then she clears her plate of all of the empty glasses. 3 for the table over in the back, Pop. And Blevan very quickly fixes up 2 more meads and 1 water as she makes her way back to serving customers. And she looks at Cade before.
Go ahead.
No, just she looks at Cade before walking off, and she gives him a little wink. It's good to see you again, Uncle Cade. And she begins on her way.
Michaelo
What's her name again?
Tyrum to come back.
Naria.
Naria. Got it.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Michaelo waves Tyrum to come over.
Tyrum just shakes his head and sips his mead by the wall.
Michaelo like waves the lemon, like in the air, like, "Hey, you want this?"
As you wave the lemon, Blevan walks over to you and says, "Are you stupid? Stop waving that in my bar. You're not a child. Act appropriate, or I'm throwing you out." He steps back over to Cade. Interesting lot you've got with you today. What happened to the old
just
part?
mumbles to himself like, "I can't eat lemons."
What is his passive perception? Were you trying to be stealthy when you said that?
No.
Well, he rolled the 2. He got outshined by the roar of the crowd. Lucky you. He walks over. So, what's up with the new blood? Cade looks at him in all seriousness and he says, "Well, it's that time again. I even went and got the goddess's blessing to take a little peek into the future. It's gonna happen this time, Blevan. You know it. Feel it." He crushes his drink right after choking up the laugh.
Tyrum tightens his grip on his mug and rolls his eyes as he hears mention of Kydros.
Well, you're way over here, aren't you?
Yeah, are you talking in a whisper?
Well, it's a roaring crowd. It's not like he's hiding it. You can roll me a perception, though.
Fuck it, why not? That's a 15.
Your Shadar Kai ears pick up on it. You elves and your good hearing. Cade pays no mind to you, Tyrum, because honestly, you're over there somewhere. He's not looking at you. He's doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
But how did that make you feel?
Doesn't like his lord being taken in vain.
Cade continues on. Yep. I took a little peek into the future and, well, it seems like this time will be different. I feel it. I can get those ingredients. Blevan rolls his eyes. You know that shoddy wizard's bullshitting you. You know it. He slams his hand on the bar. Even if you were to get all those stupid items, who's to say that he could even make the potion? And Cade rolls his eyes. And who is it to you to try to stop me?
Michaelo goes, "What wizard?"
Roll me a perception.
Me?
Yeah.
That's it's over 21.
Yeah, you definitely heard it. All right. Cade looks at you and rolls his eyes. Like I tell you, goes right back to conversation.
Wow.
He's gonna keep. He is gonna
Luna,
continue to blow you off. I want you to know. He does not like Michaelo.
Luna asks for another mead.
Blevan slides you another drink, and at the same moment, Raitu kind of wanders off to this table, curls up in the chair. Ceras, what are you doing?
Ceres,
'Cause
Ceres,
you've been sitting right next to them the whole time.
Ceres is sitting there, patiently waiting for Blevan to acknowledge her existence, but maybe he doesn't think that she's grown. So in the middle of the conversation, she slams her fist on the table, on the
Blevan's
bar.
Blevan snaps his head towards you. And what can I do for you, little miss?
Uh, he doesn't see her mouth move. She sees her like reach down into a pocket, and he hears, "Would by chance do you have a raspberry fizzle?"
Burst out laughing. He puts his head on the bar. He picks it back up. Is that all?
Yeah.
He is trying so hard to keep it together as he turns around. He starts up a small stream of red liquid out of the barrel behind him.
She's just smiling at him the whole time, just staring in his eyes.
He uses his pinky and his index finger to pick up two raspberries as he drops them in the cup, slides it over to the other side, and gives it a little turn as he turns around and beautifully lets off a raspberry fizzle at your fingertips. We also have food. We have bread and we have meat. I don't know what you prefer, but
Would you
yeah.
happen to have squirrel surprise?
Blevan puts his hand on his chin. Squirrel surprise. Now there's a meal I haven't heard in quite some time. He looks over at Cade. You've got an interesting lot as he walks to the back. Ceres, you hear some shuffling, like pans flying, hear some slamming, couple barrels
Loud
flipping around.
squeaks.
Yes, yes. And yeah. Then you hear what sounds to be a very quickly lit flame, and then a couple minutes later, he walks back out with 3 skewers of squirrel surprise. And as he drops the plate at your hands, he says, "Now I hope you enjoy it. It's quite fresh." And Cade at this point is drooling. He looks at you, kid. You know you want to
She
share.
rolls her eyes
Kid.
and hands him a skewer.
Cade looks like a fat kid just ate chocolate as he devours the entire skewer. One bite.
And then hands Elena a skewer of squirrel surprise.
Excuse me, bartender.
Elena turns her head and she looks confused at at what you're handing her. She's never seen a meal like this before.
Mm-hmm.
Ceres,
And Ceres like puts her like fingers to her mouth, like eat, and then she takes a big bite out of her own.
Elena begrudgingly takes the squirrel surprise, and you just notice her kind of inspecting it for a little bit before she finally takes a little nibble out of like the butt. As you call him over, Blevan stands beside a small skeleton waiter, and he says, "Yeah, they don't talk a whole lot, but what can I do for you?"
Would you happen
The
to have
skeleton. Okay.
Would you happen to have pizza by chance?
Blevan cocks his head. Pizza? What are you selling? Drugs? What is that?
Do you have bread, tomato sauce, and cheese by chance?
I have bread and cheese, like I said to the young lady earlier.
Never mind.
Levin leans over the counter. I suggest you stop playing games in my bar.
I wasn't
I'd hate to
playing
make
games. It's a real food.
He just squints his eyes at you as he stands straight up. He doesn't break eye contact with whatever face you're making as he...
Michaelo is kind of just
kind of
looking
steps.
down off to the side, like in space. He really wanted that pizza.
Luna walks over to Michaelo and pats him on the shoulder, and then walks back to his seat.
Why are you together now? the fuck? Okay.
I want to be bigger. Oh
What? What?
Rocks fall.
It's gone now. You're back.
oh, I'm obsessed.
Cade muzzles down another drink as he looks at Ceres. You should drink that. It'll help us get through the night. um he looks over at Blevan. You got a minute? I'd like a word. Blevan growls as he walks around the bar. Ceres, as he walks past you, he leans down. Keep an eye on my bar. You seem like the most
Ceres immediately gets behind the bar and starts pouring meads.
Elena comes back there and tries to help as she stands on. She asked if she could stand on Bucket. Ceres,
yes.
do you mind if I hop on Bucket to help?
Ceres nods and starts handing Elena. Ceres writes on her board, you are underage. You cannot serve alcohol, but you may clean the glasses.
Hey, Ceres! Ceres! Hey!
Ceres walks over and writes on the board, what can I get for you, fine customer?
Michaelo puts his elbow on the bar, and he leans over and he goes, hey, listen, I don't think this guy's being real with me. Look to see if there's tomatoes in the back. All right?
Ceres nods her head and walks into the back room. What is back there, DM?
Roll me a perception.
That is a 9.
You see a bunch of barrels. One barrel has like a shit ton of meat in it. It's not labeled. It's just like diced butchered meat in a barrel. You also see a cabinet above it. It looks like it has a couple skewers falling out. Maybe that's where he got those from. And on the counter, you see a giant wheel of cheese and like 60 loaves of bread stacked up in a nice, neat pyramid.
Ceres walks out, of course, not knowing what pizza is. And she looks, and she slowly and sadly shakes her head.
Michaelo puts his head down and he just walks over to where the live music is playing, and he sits in the corner by himself with his head down.
What are my other customers? Where are my other customers?
Really sad.
You've got Luna hogging the bar stool. You've got one of the tieflings from the roundabout. One of who else did I have in this bar? Let us converse the notes. Yes.
Sir, I am not hogging the bar stool. I am drinking my drink.
Ceres writes on her board, Tell me, Bargor, what are your ailments? I can help. I am a professional bartender.
Luna looks at Ceres and goes, I've been cursed with lycanthropy. I messed up the question with the hot lion chick. I don't want to go back home.
Ceres writes on her board, well, if you don't want to go back home, then why do you have to? You can live in the land. Go wherever you please. Live life to the fullest.
Luna just looks at Ceres. I think you're too happy for a bartender.
Bartender reads the patrons' hearts, and yours wants freedom.
As Sarah says this, you see Elena on her tippy toes sliding two freshly cleaned glasses in front of Sarah as she muddles back to the other side.
Ceres nods her head and pats her on the head.
Elena's ears perk up. She kind of like scuttles away. She's happy. It's cute.
Ceres looks intently into Luna's eyes, and writes on her board. You seem to be trapped. You seem to be trapped in your own mind. Free yourself. I will help.
Tyrum puts his ear to the door to see if he can listen in on this conversation.
Ooh, roll me a perception.
My arms, they're failing me.
Michaelo,
Uh,
you
that
sit.
was an 18.
You will definitely be listening into this conversation when I get to that bit. I got you. Um, Michaelo, you sit in the back watching a satyr strum a lute and sing as an elven woman stands beside him with a horn, and they frolic on stage. You see two of the skeleton waiters taking a break in this back area as they watch the live music. Ceras, you see one customer at the top of the bar
Mhm.
across from the skeleton waiter. He is a goblin. He's fully tacked out in what appears to be like bounty hunter gear, but he seems to be conversing pretty well with the waiter. On the other side of Luna, you have one tiefling who came over from the fire pit, and you have a kobold right
A
here sitting
kobold.
at the end of the table. You notice that he has a humongous sword standing next to it's like leaned up against the table. It looks to
The
be
gut
bigger than he
sword.
is. Yes, it's like a gut sword. Um,
um.
hey,
Uh.
real
If
quick, really
yes.
quickly, Ceres, roll me a perception. Josh, you also roll me a perception. I got some other things going on.
DM, is this skeleton guy next to me? Is he like within touching distance?
I mean, he is. He's just a little pile of undead bones. Yeah, okay.
Michaelo is gonna put his hands like in between his rib cage a little bit, like he's like,
You're just gonna poke the man in his fucking ribcage?
yeah. Well, I'm not poking him. I'm just poking the air that's inside of him. But then Michaelo takes out and he goes, I feel nothing. No pizza.
The skeleton snaps its head at you, cocks it sideways, and chatters its teeth. It looks like it's twitching, like it's bugging out at you, and then it stops, composes itself, and goes back to listening to the music.
But Michaelo didn't
You
even
also
see it because he looked away because he feels nothing because he's just so depressed that he can't get
because he's
fucking pizza. He's not even
yes.
listening to the music. He's just sad.
Well, Luna rolled a 4. I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I've had 2 large meads.
I
Yeah.
rolled a 17.
Ceres, you notice that Elena has gotten a stool that she's throwing around to clean cups, and she's decided that she's going to keep walking it back to you. It looks like Bucket has settled in this corner. He's just kind of observing, but nothing's
Excellent.
happening. And
Um.
yeah, go ahead.
Ceres, do the drinks look close to empty for anyone?
Um, the t- the the table of fishmen could use a couple of drinks, and
Uh.
the kobold and the goblin both seem to be low on drinks.
Okay. Well, Ceres is gonna walk over to the table of fishmen, which, if you would ping for me. Okay. Well, I don't. They're on a banister. Ceres walks over to the fishman, and she is going to go ahead, and pull out a puppet and put it behind her back, in a professional focus. She's gonna look at them and say, "Can I get you gentlemen anything else to drink?"
All three fishermen slam their hands on the table. We will have another one of the glorious gold. Those drinks are just, they make my scales tingle. The other one's like, yeah, you just want to spend money because he's getting married. The third fisherman rolls his eyes. Three glorious golds, please.
And she looks and she quickly runs, grabs the drinks, and comes back, and sets them on the table. And in that moment, she's gonna say, so she's gonna pull out another puppet, put it behind her back. She's still just staring at them, not mouthing anything. Who are you getting married to?
The one lizardman proudly puffs his chest up as he steps up onto the table seat and he grabs his bottle of glorious gold. My beloved, her name is Sheila, and I have killed 100 fishmen for her. As he slams the bottle top open, it magically lets off a Chardonnay foam presence, glowing a little bit as he starts to take chugs from the bottle.
Oh, and she looks. I heard you speaking earlier. What do you know of this Cade Cunningtale fellow?
The fishman closest to you kind of eyes you. What, you haven't heard any of the legends of Cade Cunningtale? He's supposed to be some hotshot thief. The man's got stories for days. He's basically a legend in the southern continent.
What is his most famous failed quest?
Well, he leans in close and he puts his hand up to his face. Well, they say the last quest he tried to do, he snuck into the Red Dragon's lair to steal a piece of Everfire. They say it cost Blevan his arm.
Ceres, she kind of like her a cold sweat, the hairs on the back of her neck kind of stand up for a second. A little shiver goes down her spine.
As this lizard folk finishes his little bit of a secret, the other one, like the one sitting right behind him, jumps up and puts his hand on the one talking's head, and he goes, No. This guy seems a little drunk. No, that's nothing. I heard he cleared out Kydros' entire cofferdam down from the temple itself in the middle of the city. They say he got away with so much gold it'd make you rich for 7 lifetimes. As he kind of stumbles over and knocks his remaining mead over. He hasn't opened his glorious gold yet.
As, oh, really? How did he accomplish such a feat?
Legend is word on the street. They say he just walked in, but I'm no expert.
A very interesting gentleman. Well, if you have any more information that you would like to talk to me about, maybe a free drink is in order. And Ceres winks as she puts the puppet away and walks back behind the bar.
Ceres, before you walk away, roll me a perception.
That is a that's a 3.
Ceres, as you finish up your sentence to these lizard folk, you start to back away towards the bar, and standing behind you is none other than Navia.
Yeah. Her name is
Naria.
Naria.
Yes. Naria and Raitu are standing directly behind you. You didn't even notice her stop to stand behind you. She's got her arms crossed and she's tapping on her bicep.
Ceres. Yeah.
She leans in. You seem to be very inquisitive about Uncle Cade. Is there any questions you'd like to ask me?
Ceres puts her finger to her lip and sticks out her bottom lip and kind of like looks up at her with puppy dog eyes.
As you do this, she just grabs you by the back of your collar and lifts you up like a mom cat lifting a kitten. As
Ceres lets it happen.
As she lifts you up to her eye level, Raitu starts swatting at your feet. She holds you at face level and she says, "Maybe you should stay behind the bar. If you want to ask questions, my shift ends in a little bit." And she rolls her eyes as she puts you down on the step behind her.
Okay. Ceres looks a little bit confused and a little bit. Ceres kind of just looks back and nods her head, and then walks back behind the bar, and then goes to the kobold and asks and writes on the board, "What can I get for you, great warrior?"
The kobold blinks at you twice, looks at its sword really quickly, looks back at you, and very nervously says, "Can I have a water, please?"
Ceres nods her head and gets a water, and then I'm done taking up everybody's time. I got what I wanted.
Is there anything that anybody else would like to do before I start into the Cade and Blevan talk that Tyrum is listening in on?
I'm good. Michaelo's depressed in her corner.
Ah, yes, where he belongs. I'm sorry.
Well, Luna's fine. He's just drowning in sorrow right now because he's drinking.
Can't wait to get back to that in a little bit. Um, Tyrum, you step back by the back door. You post up. You've got a drink in hand, and behind the door, you hear a conversation sparking up. Blevan, I need a favor, and you know I don't like asking for favors. Blevan roll. You hear Blevan scoff. You know, you saved our lives. If it wasn't for you, me and Nadia wouldn't be here running this lovely tavern. What do you need, Cade? You told me you'd never come back. You told me that the last time I saw you was the last time I saw you. Cade
Bars.
chuckles. Bars. Cade chuckles. Well, you see, I was in the neighborhood, and, you know, I've got a kid with me, and she needs somewhere safe. I don't want to bring her into this next part. I don't know what I'm walking into. You hear Blevan scoff. Cade Cunningtale doesn't know what he's walking into. Will color me surprised. Um, but I need to ask, what's up with the kid? Cade kind of fumbles around words a little bit. I can't tell you. All I need is for her to have a place to stay for no more than a week. We'll be back to pick her up after after we finish everything. Levin rolls his eyes, and you hear a slight growl. I'm not gonna be dragged into another one of your schemes, am I? You can hear the disappointment in his tone, Tyrum, as you know what happened the last time I was a part of your scheme. You hear Cade nervously. Yeah, it definitely happened, didn't it? Uh, yeah. Look, she just needs a place to stay, and we'll be out of your hair. Good as gone. Blevin scoffs. You have 3 days to accomplish whatever it is you need to do. Otherwise, I'm sending her to the rest of your acquaintances in Dead End. Cade, all right, good. 3 days. 3 days. I can do that. I can do that. Um, and before you hear anything else, you see Cade back through the door, and he looks at you, Tyrum. I didn't picture you as the artsy type. He nods towards the satyr on stage.
I can appreciate good art when it's created. Tyrum takes a sip from his glass.
Huh. The big alcoholic paladin likes art. Huh. Seems the rumors weren't true. Cade pats you on the shoulder, and he leans in close. Whatever you do, keep an eye on Michaelo. Levin's a bit of a hothead, and I don't think anybody else needs to be hurt tonight. Cade looks very sincere.
Tyrum snarls, "You know nothing of me or my habits." And he shrugs Cade off after he touched him and walks off.
What an asshole.
Right. Ceras, roll me another perception.
Let's see if I get another shit roll. That is a 12.
Ceras, as you've been serving drinks all night, puppets in and out, you notice that you left the pouch open. You should probably close that.
Oh, Ceres looks at the pouch and closes it.
Oh yeah. As you close your pouch, Elena walks over and she gives you a little hug, and she looks at you, and it's gotten to be pretty late into the night as the tavern life has gone along. You all seem
What
to
time
have
is it
settled.
right now? It's like going late into the night, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's like 11 o'clock.
All right. Ceres is going to go in the back room real quick.
Can Tyrum see this?
Yeah. If he's paying attention, where are you at right now? What are you doing?
Right now, I'm just kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Awkwardly standing there.
Second thing.
Tyrum is going to follow Ceras into the back room.
Ooh. Elena
I,
continues washing cups as you walk past her, Tyrion. She gives you
all
a
right.
little
So
cutesy head nod.
in the what 20 seconds it takes for you to get there, I think
Yeah.
Ceres is in the middle of. She reaches. So before you get in there, Ceres is going to reach in her pouch and pull out Dutch.
Ceres, you
Yeah.
reach into your pouch, and Dutch is not in there.
Oh.
Ceres is like eyes wide, frantically looking around. I think she is going to start having. She starts hyperventilating and
And
is
in
looking around the
comes
room wildly.
Tyrum!
And she looks at Tyrum, and she runs up to Tyrum and grabs his hand, and she starts mouthing words at him. And she looks very distraught, just rapidly mouthing words at him.
Tyrum cocks his head and tries to focus in on what she's like mouthing.
And you have to help me find him. You have to help me find him.
Find who? What's going on? Are you looking for Cade? Because he's outside.
And she uh, she calms down just a bit and writes down on her board, "You're strong. You have to help me find my puppet. He is gone, and he has a mind of his own. I don't know what he will do."
Tyrum signs with his hands. Is that how you've been talking?
She signs back. Yes, I too much to explain now, but it is dangerous for him to be around. We need to find him immediately.
Tyrum kind of he processes this information and then Tyrum says, all right, fine. What does he look like?"
She signs. He looks like a fully legged and armored puppet with a give me like 1 second. He looks like a fully legged and armored puppet. He wears a white undershirt, a black vest with a red pocket protector, a black hat, white with a mustache, a brown gun belt, and black pants. Please, we must find him.
Tyrum Tyrum shrugs his shoulders and says, all right, fine," and he walks out, or he turns around to walk out.
And please don't speak of this to anyone else.
Tyrum nods his head and walks out of the bar to survey
Both of
the
you roll me a
area.
perception.
Ceres immediately runs over to Elena, and just rapidly pats her down and inspects her.
Luna
Perception
Luna
was 12.
Luna looks over. Luna sees what Ceres is doing and sees that Tyrum is standing at the bar, and Luna asks, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah, we're just missing some ingredients.
Michaelo's gonna start walking towards the door to leave.
There's
Luna-
that perception.
That would be a 17 to search Elena.
Elena seems to be fine. She's a little scuffed up from maybe hitting her shin across the bar, but all in all, she's fine.
What would you classify this puppet as?
A construct.
It's a construct. So it's not a celestial fiend or undead.
No, no, it's not.
Fuck.
Also, Tyrum, you look around the bar, and honestly, everything started to settle down a little bit. People are settling into their conversations, maybe eating hearty food, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary. You definitely don't see anything that looks like a doll. Hey,
Hiram will
Michaelo, what are
continue
you doing?
to patrol.
Michaelo's getting up to walk out the front door. He doesn't want to be in a place without any pizza.
Hey, Michaelo, roll me a what's your passive perception actually?
12.
Uh, as you are you like leaving right now?
No, he's like I guess walking still.
All right. Okay.
Probably about like here.
All
Maybe.
right. Let me know when you get to the door.
I'm at the door.
Ceres? Tyrum? Okay. Um, Michaelo, you notice that Bucket has stopped at one of these tables over here, and it looks to be observing the fellow, like the people eating and stuff. Bucket's not really messing with anybody, but people are putting like empty cups on top of Bucket,
Where?
and it looks like over. Oh, wrong tab. My bad. Wrong layer. Yeah, right here. You see people putting like empty glasses on Bucket.
Um, I'm gonna walk over to Bucket.
Yeah, Bucket's not doing anything. You just see the couple of people at this table. There's an orc.
Hiram is gonna look at the table or look at the tables in the couple, I guess.
Roll me another perception.
Can Michael look around because it's kind of weird that Bucket isn't with
21.
Ceres.
Well, I mean, Ceres is a bartender. I'm just saying she's been bartending.
Yeah, but
You roll a what?
21.
Nice. Go ahead, Nicola.
yes, but it's not near. She's not near Bucket, so Michael thinks that's a little weird.
All right. What are you looking for?
Ceres
Wait, are you
specifically.
asking Michael?
Well, Ceres is at the bar. Ceres has been at the bar, and you see Ceres. Tyrum, what are you looking for?
Hiram's still looking for the fucking doll. He's looking to see if there's anything suspicious over here.
I have a question real quick. So has Ceres used this doll in front of us before?
Not in front of us.
Okay.
Tyrum, you don't see any doll, and the only thing that's happening that's of note is that Bucket is carrying cups back to the bar, and
Can
Bucket
people
stops.
talk to Bucket?
I don't think anybody's said anything to Bucket. I think they just think he's a moving table.
Is he
Uh,
not?
Yeah.
Tyrum kind of like whistles at Bucket.
Bucket stops just as soon as Elena finishes pulling the glasses off. Ceres, what are you doing?
Ceres is frantically looking around and just kind of darting around the bar, looking under tables, looking like looking pretty much everywhere. Just anywhere that there's a dark corner and under things is where she's looking.
So, Ceres, while you're doing all this searching, Elena clears Bucket, and then Tyrum whistles at him, and Bucket begins coming towards you. Bucket stops at your feet and gives you a little like up and down motion.
Ceres looks at this. Can she in? Oh, to Tyrum or to Ceres?
Yeah, to
Just
Tyrum.
to Tyrum.
Oh,
Tyrum whistled them over. Whistled it over.
Tyrum gets down on a knee and like sort of tries to be like sneaky to Bucket, and he's like, "Your master's lost a puppet. Do you think you can find it?"
Bucket stands there motionless for a moment, and then it does a slow up and down. It understands what you're asking it.
Well, chop chop. Time is of the essence, and he gives Bucket a pat on the on top of its head as he stands back up.
Bucket begins marching around. And it looks like he's going up close.
Tyrum is gonna go check by where what's his name? Noru?
Nor-
Fucking
Blevan!
Blevan and fucking Cade.
You're before we get into that, Michaelo, have you left yet, or are you just standing by the door?
I'm just standing by the door.
Okay. You notice Bucket walking, like marching past, and Ceras, roll me a perception.
That is a 10.
You see Bucket marching along, and then it stops at the table. You see it do a little up and down, like it's looking for something, and then it keeps marching on.
Michael's just gonna
You
follow Bucket. He's interested now. His ADHD kicked in.
um, Tyrum, you exit the back of the bar where you see Blevan and Cade guzzling a barrel of mead. I mean, it's the size of Ceres, and it's most of the way gone. These two giants have been back here hammering mead.
Tyrum
Yeah,
just looks
that's the
up and
stuff.
looks down,
Oh,
and then he just looks around to see if there's anything suspicious.
Blevin hollers over. Oi, what are you doing in the back of my bar? Don't you know this is for staff only? As he kind of like shuffles the barrel a little bit.
My
Hey, dude.
apologies. I was looking for the restroom.
Wait, come here. Hey, he always ends up with one stoic type on his team. Before it was me, before I lost a little bit of weight. He hiccups. And it's good to know that my place has been filled by double the stoic, and from what it sounds like, double the strong. It's good to see my friend being taken care of. And Cade is like he's sat back in the bush on a log. He's just struggling to like focus. You can smell they both reek of meat.
Tyrum just he nods his head and says, "Well, thanks for the free meat." And he turns around and walks back into the bar.
Ceres, roll me one more perception.
Oh my
Please,
god!
please,
shit
please.
hurts.
15.
Michaelo, you and Sereth both notice Bucket stop in front of the door. It shimmies up and down really quickly, and then it bolts out of the open tavern door.
Michael follows it outside.
Ceres?
Ceres notices Bucket going outside.
Yeah, you notice Bucket like give you a quick up and down, and then bolt out the door.
Ceres is going to bolt after Bucket.
Michaelo, roll me a perception, and Ceres, roll Bucket a stealth.
It's a 17.
Bucket's got... So that is an 11 stealth for Bucket.
Michaelo, you notice that Bucket is rounding the tavern by the time you step out. You notice he's over here off to the side, but he is hauling ass.
Michaelo is going to run to Bucket.
Bucket's got a little bit of a head start on you. Also, Michaelo, as you start chasing him, you notice Ceres come crashing out of the doors behind you.
Michaelo isn't going to pay attention to that. He's just going to keep running at Bucket.
Kind of fucking weird. Okay. Ceres, roll me a perception. Not a hard save.
11.
You notice Michaelo rounding the corner.
All right. Ceres is going to, of course, chase after them.
You both find Bucket on the outside of the tavern, and Bucket has stopped. That's it. Bucket is just standing there, Ceres.
Ceres goes at Michaelo, and she taps him on the shell. She knocks on the shell.
Michaelo looks around and goes, "Oh, Ceres, why's Bucket outside?"
She takes out her board really quick. How much light is out here?
It's litly dim. You use the light from the
Moonlight.
tavern is
What is?
kind of
Yeah. How's the moon?
the moonlight is kind of overshadowed by the marshy grass and or the marshy
Okay.
trees, and it kind of
All right.
reflects a little bit off of a close
So Ceres is
tree.
going to write on her board. I am looking for a puppet of mine that I have lost. Maybe you have seen it. Look like a gunslinger, pew pew, desert man. Kind of like someone from the city in the desert. Dusty Coins.
Michaelo's gonna
Michaelo, roll me an insight to see if the dimly lit words are legible in
uh
such a hurry.
I'm guessing they're going to be
I mean,
yeah,
insight
20, 30,
sucks.
20
Oh, god damn! What is your insight proficiency? Whatever. Yeah,
plus 2.
you make it out. My
Um
bad. My apologies.
Michaelo's gonna rub his chin, kind of look up in the air, kind of look back at Ceres, look at Bucket. Nope.
Ceres,
And
Ceres goes, well, you better go back inside. Maybe pizza is in there now.
Michaelo's gonna look at Ceres and like put like his hand up and not look at her and be like, way too soon, Ceres. I'm not leaving.
Well, then just be useful and watch my back. And Ceres scrambles over to where Bucket is, and looks around, and it kind of like looks at Bucket and kind of just tries to like pats him and kind of goes like, show me kind of motions.
roll me a perception.
Michaelo is going to ready his fist for like something.
Okay,
To-
well
to,
that's
like-
a 6 perception.
That's a what?
6.
Sarah's bucket he gives you an up and down, and it slowly starts walking into the bush, like into the swamp, away from the tavern. It kind of seems like it wants you to follow it.
Ceres is following for sure.
Michaelo is also going to follow because Ceres told him to watch her back.
All right.
Is this a window right here?
Yes.
Terrible. Sees him walking.
It's crazy.
You want to roll a perception to notice things, but
I mean,
You
wow.
know,
That is a natural 1.
Oh!
you don't even notice Sarah's
But I have
Oh.
dark vision for 60 feet.
That's great. You've been looking for this puppet for a little bit now, and you don't even notice them cross the window.
That is bullshit.
The natural one. They happened to walk past that window while your absolute back was turned.
This is like a cartoon.
Literally. Fucking natural one. You are damn unlucky. Jesus Christ. And so Bucket marches off into the night, Ceres and Michaelo following.
Damn.
Ceres,
That's fuck. Never mind. Nothing.
I got something for Luna if y'all want to do that first. Ceres,
No,
this
you
next-
keep doing.
Okay. So Ceres, Michaelo, you both march behind. Bucket. You walk about 40, 50 feet away from the bar. Ceres or Simon, cut the music.
Mhm. Cut the music. All right, hold on.
Yes, please. Just for a moment.
So no, my question actually is valid. Real quick. So like, is there more map, or am I just, or am
No,
I?
No,
tripping?
they're just walking off. Yeah, that's
Okay,
the
cool.
map.
Oh, that's what I was curious about.
Theater of the mind, friend. They walk off into the night. So, Ceres, you and Michaelo trudge through the marshy water. You don't get past any mud that's deeper than your feet. But Ceres, roll me one final perception.
That is a 14.
Michaelo, you're trailing kind of behind them because you're watching Ceres's back. You roll me a perception at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Unless
So I take
wait,
the.
do you have dark vision?
I can cast dark vision, but no.
All right, well yeah, roll at a disadvantage.
Okay. I take the lowest of 2 rolls, right?
Yep.
11.
Michaelo, you're a couple feet back, but you see Bucket and Ceres stop. Ceres, you crouch down beneath where Bucket has stopped and started motioning up and down. And you look beneath
I do have
Bucket.
dark vision, by the way.
Sig. As you look beneath Bucket, you see the core of Bucket open, and you found your puppet. Underneath Bucket, you find a very well hidden Dutch doll holding the core of Bucket at knife point.
Wait, like he was inside Bucket?
Bucket, yes.
Oh my fucking god!
Whoa.
And not to bring it back up or anything, but as we discussed earlier, the Bucket's core is a bomb.
Ceres looks at the Dutch doll. Is it moving?
It doesn't move, but when you crouch down, you see it with its little doll hand to its face, kind of gesturing like a be quiet.
All right, Ceres is, of course, silent.
Sorry, that is fucking great. Dutch gives you a little hand gesture, and he nods over at Michaelo. Michaelo, you only see Ceres looking underneath the bucket. It doesn't look like anything strange.
Can Michaelo walk over there?
If Michaelo would like to walk over there.
Hold on.
Ceres...
So what is Dutch making? Is Dutch communicating to me right now? Do not let Michaelo.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Sarah. Okay.
Michaelo takes one step forward, like he's about to go over there.
As Michaelo takes one step forward, Ceres launches a firebolt at your feet. Not at you, but in front of you. So Ceres takes out her needle and yarn, and she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a puppet. And like a large plume of fire erupts in front of you as she holds her hand up so you can see her hand.
Michaelo's trying to be like, "Whoa, what the fuck,
stopping as a stop," and she looks back at you with a dead serious face.
Michaelo goes, "Is everything okay?"
The look she gives you is deathly serious. Hand held in a stop sign.
Hey, DM question.
Answers.
So, did they just travel in a straight line from the bar?
Yeah, 40 feet, right?
They walked 40 feet or so into the marsh behind the tree line and into like the swamp.
Behind the
tavern,
tree line?
What kind of perception does it take to see a giant plume of flame?
How long has Tyrum been looking out this one window?
I'm gonna say everybody is still inside, and Tyrum didn't see you guys leave. So I mean, you can.
Tyrum didn't, but Tyrum does have 60 feet of dark vision, and that might not be enough to see past the tree line. I can accept that, but we are in a marsh, so can I see footprints on the fucking mud?
Are you looking for footprints? Like, you've been in the bar this whole time searching for the doll. Are you outside? What are you doing right now to be looking?
I'm pretty fucking sure right now, since Tyrum's at the bar, I can see pretty much most of the bar, and I can see that Ceres isn't here. And so Tyrum's gonna look outside the window.
Man.
I see that. I could see that happening.
Okay. Roll me another perception.
Tyrum's not a big stupid doo-doo head. That's a 16 on perception.
It's not even like I'm calling you stupid. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know where your attention's been for
What
the
if it was
last
another
bit of
nat one?
dialogue. That would have been
that
insane.
that would have
You
been
would
fun.
hit back would have been turned at the firebolt. Would have been crazy. You notice a small flash come from deep in the what looks to be deep into the marsh. And you do notice that there are a couple footprints in the mud beside the tavern, but they seem to be going in all directions. There's a couple leading to the back where you know Cade and Blevan are. There's a couple leading to the front where the entrance is, and all of it
How?
is
If
on
Cade and
freshly.
Blevan went through the bar door here.
This is a tavern. People come from all over to come here.
Okay, that
That's
is
fair.
So yeah, there's footprints all within the fresh dirt surrounding the tavern. Yes.
uh Tyrum looks at fucking what's her Elena, and he says you should stay here and make sure that Luna doesn't do anything stupid.
She grabs your hand as you start walking away. But
Wow.
I don't want to be alone. I don't know where Miss Ceras is, but I don't know where Mr. Cade is either. And just and she starts looking a little worried, a little rattled. I would appreciate it if you didn't.
Tyrum kneels down and he says,
As you kneel
Cade's
down,
outside. Cade's out back, okay? He's not far, and you're not alone because you have Luna and Raitu, and I'm on my way to go figure out where Ceres is.
she clutches her Kydrosis symbol as she leans in. I don't like Mr. Luna. He's kind of scary. And like she like twiddles her finger. She definitely saw him like wear Tiger out that first time. You can tell she's a little rattled by it.
Tyrum looks down. He's like, well, if I promise you, if Mr. Luna steps out of line, I'll make sure that he regrets it.
But she like gestures you to come in close. But if you're not here, how are you gonna know if he's gonna hurt me? And she you just see her tighten her grip on her symbol.
Tyrum leans in. Hydros tells me everything. I'll know.
Elena takes a deep breath and looks at you, very resolved, and she gives you a little head nod, and you just see her really trying her hardest to keep herself composed. Um, and as you turn away, you see her give you like a small salute as she goes back to washing the glasses. Now, while all of this is happening, you guys got about 3 minutes max before Tyrum makes it all the way over to Ceras and Michaelo. So, Ceras, you've got Michaelo stopped by the firebolt. And this is
Michael,
before
Yeah.
Tyrum has even left the tavern. So you got a couple minutes.
Mi-
What are you gonna do?
Michaelo is gonna go. You do your thing. I'll be here.
Ceres nods at Michaelo as he says that, and looks at the core. Looks at Dutch, and
As you
she
look
takes. Yep.
no, go ahead.
She takes out her coin purse.
As you start trying to take your coin, Dutch drags the knife tip along the core, little sparks of
She
energy,
stops.
and he looks at you and he mouths, "Get rid of them, of him. Get rid of him. We need to talk." He mouths this at you.
Uh, Ceres looks back and sees Tyrum rushing towards the scene,
Approaching.
I suppose.
Yes, you hear rattling in the.
Ceres slowly stands up and walks close to the fire, between the fire and Tyrum and Michaelo, and takes her board out. Both of you leave now. You must.
Ceres, are you in trouble?
Everything will be fine if you leave. Go back into the bar.
Are you sure? Are you positive?
I
Tyrum
am.
puts his hand on Michaelo's shoulder, and he nods. And he starts to like usher Michaelo away. But
Michael,
he looks back at Ceres and Bucket and everything. Can Tyrum see Bucket? Can Tyrum see anything?
You can roll
Is
me a
the core
perception.
glowing?
The core is glowing, yes.
Um,
But I feel like Bucket always eludes a little bit of like a dim.
There's
core glow.
there's a little shadow on the stone.
It's a 18 for perception.
You notice Bucket's core glowing into the night, and you see a couple flashes of what appears to be loose energy, but other than that, doesn't really make out to be much.
Can Tyrum tell that Ceras is worried?
Yes.
He could already tell that before.
But
yeah.
yeah. But I guess like, is it more of a detailed worried now? I guess.
It would appear so. I mean, you definitely walked up and seen the fire in front of Michaelo, and you definitely seen Ceras asking you both very sternly to leave. This is definitely an upset situation.
Uh,
Tyrum signs puppet.
Uh,
Ooh,
you know what? Ceres is going to ever so stealthily,
roll me a stealth.
ever so stealthily, just the faintest. She's going to wink. She's going to wink. So there's no way that you would ever. She's going to wink and then shake her head no.
Okay.
As you do this, Dutch didn't notice the head nod. He rolled a nat one.
did I also notice the wink?
Roll me a perception.
Even though I don't know what Tyrum just said.
Dark, and it's dark outside, bud. Roll me a perception.
Ooh, that's a 6.
You don't even see the wing. You see Ceres' shadowy silhouette as you are being ushered away.
Uh,
Can Tyrum see behind Bucket?
No. I mean, there's more like marshlands out there.
That's what I'm saying. Can Tyrum see the ground behind Bucket?
There is water behind Bucket. The marsh is slowly, they've walked off of the solid ground towards the watery parts.
are you trying to see the
So
puppet?
behind,
No.
so the environment is Ceres is back to Bucket, with Bucket being back to what appears to be marsh water. A few feet behind. It looks like the start of a boat ramp, really.
Okay, so I guess I'm asking, would the water... Well, I mean, if it's deep enough for Bucket to stand, it's most definitely deep enough for Tyrum to stand.
I like irrational.
Um,
You like his rational? You mean rationale?
I know what I said.
Okay.
I did that one on purpose.
fuck. Oh man, I don't know if I want to do what I'm thinking about doing.
Ceres, as
Do it. Caution to the
as-
wind.
What are you thinking
Ceres-
about doing?
Balls to the wall.
Yeah.
It's metagaming.
Metagaming. No, I'm just gonna see this unfold.
Bucket.
Also, side note.
Tyrum burns Blessing of the Raven Queen and teleports on the other side of Bucket.
Oh,
As you teleport, what did it smell like?
What did it smell like?
Yeah, it's didn't we say it smelled like
oh,
something?
hold on. I have it written down. Hold on.
I don't
I have a
remember
description
discussing-
written down. Let's see. Tyrum.
I don't remember it smelling like anything.
Has an aura that causes extra damage and standard damage when enemies take damage. Why would you? So
No, it's not
it's
not the damn.
oh,
thing.
that's your special thing. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
Blessing of the
the,
Raven Queen is literally
pushes
just
the
me teleporting.
yeah.
What happens? What did you say? Like, what effect happens when you teleport?
It literally like, I don't know. You hear like a raven caw or some fucking you see like feathers drop and it's like a puff of black smoke.
Right, you are now behind Bucket.
Theoretically behind. I can see the puppet now, right?
No, because Ceres, you said Bucket's core is inside So it is
No-
inside a cavity.
No, but you said Bucket deployed his core.
It did open. You
It
said
is
he
open.
opened.
His core open.
It is open to Ceres.
I said remember we talked about it. It's like the Titanfall. It's like the Titanfall core. So like it's got like the handle, and when it like
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
deploys, it like raises
I
up
don't.
or it goes down out of the like it
Oh,
lowers.
it drops. It lowers. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're buying it. And you
I
see
mean,
the
like
core,
it's not like. I mean, if there was something on this faintly glowing thing, you would only be able to see a shadow. But it would be if you were close enough or were keen enough vision, you would see a vague shape, I suppose.
Well, Ceres, I'm gonna say this now. The scene that I see is your core has been lowered, and coming from the inside, like cavity of Bucket, you just see
Yes.
Dutch and the knife.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's what I'm envisioning is the core has come down in the slots. Bucket is now powered down, and Dutch is just holding on to the top of the container with a knife to the
Yes.
core.
Yes. Okay, we're on the same page. So,
Yeah.
do you think that Tyrum would be able to see it from a couple feet away? Like, do you think he'd be able
From
to
a-
see Dutch? Be honest.
I don't think he would be able to see Dutch specifically, but he'd be able to see a vague shadow in the shape of something. Because if you're in the darkness and there is a light source between you and an object, you won't be able to see
it would just be a silhouette.
what the object looks. It would be a silhouette. He'd be able to see the silhouette of the puppet, for sure.
I guess what I envisioned was I teleported on the other side of the fire.
Yeah, so because there's a fire, he wouldn't have been able to see it because it would be brighter.
Right. So you're standing next to Ceres now, right?
No, he's on the opposite. So
Other side of Bucket.
so it was fire, Ceres, Bucket, and
Right.
and now
Just for reference, right?
yeah.
Ceres
So,
and
And where's
So,
Bucket?
it's-
So let's say where's Bucket again? All right. So let's say
Yeah, so this is
that's
what
how
it is
now. Because the fire was between Ceres and Michaelo, and now
All
it's
right.
like this.
So with that being said, I feel like if the glow is coming down from the core, going up into Bucket's cavity, the shadow would be inside the cavity, right?
What? Where is? Because I'm assuming Dutch is like aligned between Ceres and Bucket right now. Is
Right.
what I envisioned. So the core is hanging down below. Dutch is hanging on to the core on the outside. So that means Tyrum can see the vague outline of a puppet.
Right. Well,
Hanging
there you
onto
go.
the core. There's, or maybe even not a puppet, but there is something hanging on to the core that is obviously not supposed to be there.
Be there. All right, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep this as
Okay,
vague as
so-
I can. For Tyrum. I'm not gonna lie.
So question though. So if it's the shiny core, and he's holding on to it, and while yes, Tyrum has never laid eyes on the puppet, that much is true. Tyrum also does.
It has the
have-
context of the situation.
Tyrum has the
He does.
context of the situation, and again, everyone has dark vision in this equation besides
That's
Michaelo.
Hey, give me a
very
second.
true.
Give me 1 second because you
very
teleported behind him.
I'm also gonna
All right.
pee because I'm gonna piss my pants.
I sent what Simon was talking about with the battery from Titanfall.
All right. Side
All
note,
this
General.
because
Tyrum.
Jay's trying to fucking cheese the fuck out of the story.
He is.
I'm not
but also,
using the story.
he's being creative, and I want this, but you have to challenge. Okay, so with that being said, Tyrum, you are still in a full suit of armor, and you just teleported. Roll me a stealth. I feel like that's fair.
Clack clack.
He also said that feathers fall to the floor.
Well,
And
that's
then he's-
from the position of which I teleported.
Right.
So
The feathers are over by you, Michaelo.
They wouldn't
Well,
pop
they
up
were.
on the other side. I feel
Nat
like they would.
20.
Nat 20 for stealth. Wait, roll with disadvantage. You armor wearing bitch.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That was rude.
Damn, get wrecked. Was it rude? I think that was totally
I thought
like
a
worth
nat
it.
20 supersedes that.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure Nat 20.
Nat 20 supersedes disadvantage.
All I heard was Nat 20. Lick my balls.
Wait a minute, does it? Does a nat 20
Uh,
supersede
wait, does it?
disadvantage?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't think so, but shit. Look at the rules because I've never considered that question before.
I haven't either. Does we're at 20.
Does a Nat 20 supersede?
If you are at
disadvantage?
disadvantage, you do have to take the lower roll, even if you roll a 20. Okay.
Damn.
Oh, sick.
Uh,
Oh,
that-
shit. Oh, man, that was almost really good for you, Ceras. Jesus Christ. Paladin getting a nat 20 in stealth is crazy.
my other roll was a 15.
A nat 20 on a
Still
skill
not
does
bad.
not mean
15
that
is
it's
still
auto
no
success.
bad roll.
Yeah, it's not
It's
bad at
not.
all.
It's not. But,
But Dutch Puppet, I don't know what their stats are, so
yeah. Dutch Puppet taps the core one more time, Ceras, and he looks at you and he mouths it again. Get rid of them now. We need to talk. I'm not. He mouths. I am just a puppet, and I am not afraid to do what you think I can do. He's mouthing this at you because technically Michaelo is still standing over in the grass.
Michaelo just looked at the feathers fall to the floor, and that Tyrum is not there, and looked at Ceras in a very nervous look.
Ceras pulls out a puppet, and she shoots another fireball. Oh!
Where?
Are you going to dodge the fireball? It's aimed directly at you.
At me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh shit!
yeah, I'm gonna dodge the fireball. Actually,
Okay,
actually,
so
I'm
that
going
is
to I'm gonna
that is
deflect
a-
missile.
That is okay. Sorry,
Oh
it's a
my
firebolt, and that is a
Fuck.
7 to hit, so it would have missed anyways.
Tyrum gave you the fucking head nod. He said, "Let's go," and then he disappeared.
You're talking to him.
Yeah, you are. Sorry.
All right,
Also,
so
my passive perception wouldn't be able to see Tyrum. I'll just say that.
It didn't. It didn't. No, I just that he's notioning you for Michaelo.
Yeah.
No, we're on the same page, but I got you. Michaelo? He shot fire at you.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I said
say
a deflect
for
missile.
It
you're
missed
gonna
anyways.
deflect missile. What does that do? Read the text of that.
You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack.
That's
wait,
not-
maybe I
right,
can't do
that's
that.
magic.
Even though your AC just blocks the missile on its own.
I just imagine Michaelo like karate chopping out the fire
Hold on,
as it just.
hold on.
fireball.
Does a firebolt count as a
As a
missile?
Yeah,
Weapon
I was
has to be
thinking
from a
no.
ranged weapon. This is
does-
ranged weapon. So
How-
like
Weapon
a
attack.
arrow.
Yeah, has to be
Arrow,
arranged.
bow and arrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
So the
potentially
the firebolt, Michaelo splashes on like your front shell and does jack shit.
Michaelo, I guess is gonna look at Ceras like, what the fuck, and then kind of just like walk back.
God damn, Michaelo, you need to learn to take a hint. God damn it, fuck! I love it though. I genuinely love it though.
He's
All
gonna-
my spells are expended, so I can't use it.
He's gonna walk back to the tree line or whatever.
Well, you're up against the pretty much the bar, right? Because
Yeah,
you're
you
40
give-
feet away from the. You're pretty much 30 feet away from the bar.
But there was a tree line.
Oh,
So
I missed that.
he stopped right at like the fresh dirt under the bar, basically.
All right.
So I'm
Ceras,
just waiting at the tree line for Ceras to do her thing.
Ceras, Dutch mouths at you. If there's anybody else here, there will be repercussions. I want you to know that. Now that it is just us, I'd like to talk. But before we do that, we need to get further away. He taps Bucket's core a couple times and he looks at you. get on Bucket, and you are going to follow me into this marsh. After that,
There.
we can
Yeah.
talk.
Ceres looks at him, obvious fear in her eyes. Uh, she's too scared to try and hide it. And she climbs on top of Bucket and starts shaking as they trudge into the swamp.
Dutch closes the core and rides the core back inside of Bucket as Bucket begins marching into the marsh. Tyrum, what are you gonna do? If you
Hiram
follow, I'm gonna
strips
make you
himself of
roll.
his armor.
Wow.
There we go. Modern
There we
solution. Modern
go.
problems with
Modern
modern solutions.
solutions. All right. Fuck yeah.
Hiram
Um,
strips himself of his armor and he follows.
how far back are you following? I need to know that so I can make proper perception checks for Dutch, if you don't mind.
Do you want me to roll stealth for Bucket? No,
Yeah.
Dutch wouldn't
Well,
do
not
that.
yet. Dutch
How
will do
loud
what?
is how loud is Bucket like normally? That's the real question.
I mean, he's in Bucket, so it's not like he's gonna have a. His DC is very high, but the further back that Tyrum is, the higher the DC
No,
gets.
I just meant how far back is it not in danger of Tyrum losing Bucket?
I'll be right back, guys.
Well,
I would
I
say
have
about 20.
60 feet of dark vision, so I can see.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 60
Yeah.
feet back.
Good. Me and Tyrum were on the same page. Sweet.
Yeah, Tyrum's gonna follow at like a brisk, maybe like 30 feet away.
All right. So if you want to listen in, I'm going to make you make periodic perception checks. You are an elf, so your hearing is pretty good, but you are 30 feet away. So we will see. And you are in the middle of a marsh. You know, you hear the rumblings of the water, you hear branches and trees rustling in the wind, you know. So
Jay
I'll
gets
make you
attacked by a
roll.
crocodile.
Fuck
Hey,
off.
shut the fuck. Hey, shut the fuck up for the second time tonight, please. Just shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Tyrum would like to listen in as much as he could.
Yeah, well, so the way this will work is every time I make you roll a perception, if you pass the save, you'll hear that part of the conversation until your next perception. If you fail
Okay.
the save, you miss. Yeah. All right. So guess make me your first perception. And Ceras, you hear Bucket's core turn off once again.
Dirty
You
20.
hear gross.
Dirty
You're gonna
20.
hear it. You're gonna hear it. The core lowers itself, and as you are sitting on top of Bucket, you notice the doll dragging the core in the mud about 5 to 10 feet away from you, who is sitting on top of Bucket. And he puts the knife to Bucket's core and he says, "Now listen here. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not one to be jerked around, kid, and I really don't appreciate you ignoring me. It hurts. I thought I had done you a favor, and yet here you are betraying my kindness with distractions. But that's okay. That's okay. Guess what, Ceres? My dear gnome friend, you're in luck." He scratches the knife along the core of Bucket.
Ceres cringes as the flakes of energy pop off.
Now I'm here to make a new deal. Same terms for you, but just a little bit different for me. And you know what? I'm an honorable doll. I'll give you a week to decide before proper punishments are employed for your late fee. He drags the knife up and down the core. Now I gave you a good price for the lives of your loved ones as collateral. All you got was none other than your ability to speak. All five senses returned. Now I think the price of love versus your ability to speak is a fair one. But I think your voice, while it's unique, is fitting. That being said, I don't like back pay, Ceres. It gets rough, you know? Inflation and everything about luck is just not in favor of those that don't pay on time. He coughs. The doll coughs up 2 gold coins. One hits the mud, and Dutch sits down, crisscross applesauce, still holding a knife to the core, and he starts bouncing the one coin off of the other. He starts drawing a circle around this coin that's in the mud. And then he puts the second coin down on top and he points to the middle of the doll's chest. You're an artificer, right? You like to build things, you like to tinker with your hands.
Ceres slowly nods her head.
You notice a faint glow in the middle of the doll's chest. I did a lot of work making these dolls. Made everyone from scratch. Quite in the same way that you use that their creation, as he nods over to Bucket's lifeless body. You see, this heart of mine's been beating a long time. I'm no stranger to a deal, Ceres. And let me tell you, there isn't any way out of it. Not for you, not for that sleazeball Cade. There is no out unless I give you an out. Do I make myself clear? He scratches the knife up and down the. You see, Ceres, those deals I make are important to me. The magic keeps me alive. You hear a false, like a faint pulsing sound coming from the doll. And I've learned plenty of ways to infuse magic in the way that you've educated yourself. Only I've been alive for a lot longer to really hone in on my skills. But that's neither here nor there, Ceres. It truly is a marvelous creation that you've accomplished with nothing but circus scraps and, well, just a little bit of know-how, ain't it? He nods his head at you. He's like nodding his head at you, expecting you to nod your head back.
She sees this and eyes wide open, sweat down her forehead, gritting her teeth, just trying to hold herself back from screaming a silent scream and running out into the marsh. Slowly
Tyrum, roll
nods
me
her
another
head.
perception.
That is 21.
Sick. Sick. Um, it starts to rain, Ceres. The marsh begins bubbling, rain begins pouring, droplets of water striking Bucket's core, little zaps of electricity and magic fighting the element as it slowly begins to come down.
Ceres, Ceres pulls a "It's a good day for rain" and starts tearing up. Hopefully, Dutch doesn't see this. She's so scared. I'm feeling vulnerable and helpless and scared for the ones she loves.
Ceres, not once. I let it slide the first time, but twice you've forgotten to pay. Now, normally, I'd take one of your other senses as collateral, maybe starting with your hands or your sense of smell, but probably your hands. It feels ironic. He lets off a little like head tilt at you. But it's your lucky day, Ceres. It is your lucky day. He taps the core of Bucket. You see, my purpose in life is finally becoming free. And the woman I love needs something very important, Ceres. And funny enough, you're the only one that can get it for me. So I'll tell you what, we'll cook up a new deal. You get me this item and kill the person that took it, and I will in turn return to you some of your circus, and I will even cut down the cost. Hell, you accept it now, we might even throw in a bonus. I'll even get rid of the timer. You pay leisurely at your own pace for the rest of your ungrateful life, slowly gaining one relative, one loved one, one crewman at a time per specified prices, of course. But he taps Bucket's core as he starts dragging it back to beneath Bucket. But you've got a week to decide. I don't tell you any more or any less until you accept my deal. And Ceres, darling, should you decide to keep our current terms and conditions, well, I will be owed for the back pay, and I will be collecting it.
Ceras at the is mouthing at him. Uh, what is the item? Who's going to take it?
He drops Bucket's core in the mud underneath Bucket, and he climbs up top of the platform and he stands in front of you. He says, "You shake my hand now. You know how this works. You get all the answers once you shake my hand."
Uh,
Um, hmm.
uh,
Tyrum readies a spell, but Tyrum's still gonna sit back and he's watching this unfold.
uh, Ceres gets up from her two knees shakily, and starts trudging towards Dutch. Um, the
As as you trudge toward
the
him, he
mud of
lets off a
the mud of the swamp sucking her boots in, uh, pushing water past. You're going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say, as you trudge closer to him, he keeps reiterating, "It's a good deal, Ceres. It's a good deal. No timer, no timer. Bleh, cut that. No timer. No timer at all. Leisure to pay back at your own pace, for however long it is that you live. And you keep the puppets. What's not to love?"
Uh, Ceres,
Roll me a perception,
as she
Ceres.
okay,
I'm sorry. I meant to say that before.
that's a 17.
Um, as Sarah, as Dutch is egging you on, you notice a little bit of smoke coming off of him, and it's something about the smoke feels ominous.
Ceres, as she trudges towards Dutch, she lifts her hand up, and then in a moment, she thinks about the people in her life. She has a good guess at who is going to be the mastermind behind obtaining items. Uh, it's it's going to be Cade, she thinks. Um, and she thinks about what he has done for her. She thinks about all of her lost family, and how their souls are on her chest. Uh,
Can Tyrum see
she
this
thinks,
ominous smoke?
Roll me a perception. It is still, well, you have dark vision, but it's dark smoke, so I don't know if that would stand out even at night. It definitely wouldn't stand out at night, but it might come off as regular smoke. I don't really know how dark vision works for things that are dark in the dark.
I'm pretty sure it's just.
It just looks
Let's.
normal.
You know what? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. What does dark vision mean in D&D?
it means you can see in like
Is an
it's like
ability
you
that
can,
allows a creature to see in darkness as if it were dim light.
So if it were dim light, you'd see. Well, roll me the perception. Okay, I can roll with that.
That is a 19.
It doesn't. You're not going to be able to tell if it's ominous or not, but you definitely see smoke coming from the doll.
which in and of itself is pretty ominous.
Ominous. Yeah,
Yeah, that is pretty ominous. I'm a
it
Nimbus.
is. Ceres can feel the pressure. You can
You
see the
know,
smoke.
in a she thinks about the people who she owes. It is her entire family and all of her extended family, pretty much, that she had uh, given their lives away for a deal that she did not believe had any effect on them. Uh,
As you
and she stops.
as you sit there pondering, Dutch puts his hand out at you and he says, "Come on, Ceres, it's a good deal. And remember, the ultimate part is you'll have." He He touches his fingers on the doll's hand. I'd give you about a half a year to obtain this item. Plenty for such a grave keeper such as yourself, or whatever you call it, working with that fucking filth.
Ceres, upon hearing the fucking filth, she gains a little, through anger, gains just the slightest bit of willful confidence, and in a silent scream, you do not know him. He has taken care of me. He's the only one in this world that is mattered in this cruel fucking world that you have caused. You have caused so much pain. You don't realize, you monster. And she spits at his feet, and then throws the 20 gold coins pouch at him.
The doll picks
Tyrum
up
is gonna use Misty Step
Oh,
at a second level, and he's gonna teleport right up to Bucket and snatch the core. Since he dropped it. And
Fair.
as he picks up the core, he stares down the puppet. Back pay, you say?
As you do this, Dutch looks you dead in your eyes, Tyrum. And Ceres, you notice this because he is in front of you and you just spit at his feet.
Ceres shrinks
looks-
to the ground in fear.
He looks pissed as he looks back at you, and he runs over to Ceres and jumps up her pants leg. Ceres, as soon as he starts doing this, as soon as Tyrum says what he says, Ceres, you start feeling small cuts all up your leg, up your thigh, up your side. You feel it.
Screams in pain, writhing in the mud.
He cuts his way through your sleeve. You feel him crawling along your skin as he gets to your hand. Ceres, he cuts your pinky finger. Roll what is your AC?
My AC
15 to
is
hit.
a 14.
That was a 15 to hit on the die. But instead of doing damage, he lobs the very tip of your pinky finger, and he cuts deep. You can feel him slash into the bone. Would you like to do anything as this doll tries to take your finger?
Ceres is... Ceres has already slighted Dutch and is not going to resist.
Ceres, as Dutch's final attempt of emotion,
I think she's too upset to resist.
you feel him clutch your hand with one doll hand, and he looks back at you and he says, "The first part of your payment then." And he slams the knife into the middle knuckle of your pinky finger. He pierces it all the way through. That finger is pretty jammed up. As he stabs your finger, he drops down and he quickly hops into the pouch. You won't be hearing from me again like this, Ceres. And remember, you have a week to decide. 1 week, or there'll be consequences.
Tyrum shouts at the puppet, "You didn't let me finish!"
I'm not here to talk to you, Tin Can, as he slides back into the puppet pouch.
I think
sure
at this
gold
moment, Ceres is overwhelmed and passes out, face down in the water.
The whole bag of gold is gone, by the way.
Yeah. Also, by the way, that was in fact 10 gold and 100 silver.
Neat.
So I don't know if that.
He took the bag into the pouch with him.
Okay, so that's all of my money. Okay.
Yeah.
Tyrum takes out his coin purse and he shakes it.
There is no reaction. And Sarah, you said Sarah's passed out?
Yeah.
Ceres passed out, face down in the water.
It's in the mud. Oh yeah. So
Tyrum,
you shake
Tyrum,
Tyrum, you just shake your corn purse at an unconscious Ceres. I'm sorry.
Tyrum stomps on the fucking pouch, and then he uses lay on hands on Ceras.
Ceres, he heals the wound that Dutch did to your finger, but you have a permanent through scar on your pinky's
A
second
permanent.
knuckle.
Or so was it
Like,
completely detached?
no, he jammed the knife all the way through your finger.
Stabbed it.
Well, how thin was the knife?
I mean, even if it's like a butcher knife, right? I just looking at my finger, he didn't
A
go
butcher knife would go all the way through your finger. It would
Ron,
completely
did
sever
you
it.
stab it long ways or sideways?
long ways.
Yeah,
It stabbed
long
you
way.
long
Okay,
ways.
all right.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you,
what was
Brian.
missing
Thank
there.
you. Yeah. He stabbed you long ways. So on your pinky, you have a long scar, a long through scar going up that is now healed.
I
Your
mean,
finger, your finger doesn't feel like it used to.
it was a puppet that was trying to do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The puppet doesn't have super crazy strength, does it?
This puppet does.
This one. Yeah.
It's not a natural puppet.
He thought he was gonna get up here and sing Mary Poppins, y'all. Let me stop.
What's it called? Tyrum continues to drag his foot through the mud with the fucking pouch on it. He thinks he's doing something.
Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
No, you are stomping on Ceres's puppets.
And Tyrum restores the core to Bucket, and he places the pouch on top of Bucket, and he picks up Ceres, and he carries her back to the bar.
Ceres is absolutely covered in mud, still unconscious.
Yes.
Michaelo
All
was
right.
at the tree line,
The
so
tree
when they
line?
come to the tree line,
Out of the
Michaelo is
woods?
gonna go, "Oh my God, what happened? What did you do to her?"
Wouldn't he be surprised the fact that Tyrum has no armor on?
Yeah.
He did kind of just leave his armor in the fucking woods, didn't he?
Tyrum packed up his armor before he followed. What's it called?
Tyrum's got a duffel bag of armor and a very unconscious Ceres on his shoulder.
She was hurt. There was a creature out there.
Bucket trots behind Tyrum, like
Michaelo
marching.
kind of gets really mad at Tyrum and goes, "Next time, call me. I can help."
You were not needed. Your orders were to leave.
I point to unconscious Ceres on his shoulder, going, "What's that then?"
This is a pre-existing condition.
Tyrum, roll me a deception, and Michaelo, roll me an insight. Michaelo, roll me an insight.
He said a
17.
pre-existing condition. Oh shit!
19.
Oh shit!
Michaelo, it looks Tyrum just he feels very serious. He feels very serious.
Michaelo wants to patch up Ceres' finger.
Ceres' finger's already patched up.
Michaelo doesn't want to do that because it's already patched up.
Tyrum looks at Michaelo, and he kind of like his frown drops into like a look of sadness, and he's like, besides, this was about as best as it was gonna get.
Michaelo fucking storms off.
At the same time, Luna, you found a spot by the fireplace with Raitu cuddling up, and a gray skinned elven woman comes and sits next to you by the fire. But we'll get to that in a moment. Tyrum, is there anything else you'd like to do outside?
I guess Tyrum lays Ceres down outside the bar before they go in, and he whispers a prayer of blessing on upon Ceres. Um, and then he fucking he takes some mud. He wipes some mud from her face, and he picks her back up and walks walks with her through the door.
You wipe mud from her face, and you notice that a lot of her makeup has scratched off. Ceres's true skin color is shown through. Tyrum, the face you are seeing is a pale but freckled. We said Ceres was a ginger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see locks of golden red hair, kind of peeking from underneath the hat, and you see splashes of freckles along Ceres's sleeping face.
Uh, Hiram just holds Ceres, and then he walks her he walks her into the bar, and
Um,
what?
I was gonna say, Michaelo, Tyrum, you both walk back into the bar, not together, but when you all do arrive back, you see that the bar has started closing down. The last calls are last calling. Cade and Blevan have started cleaning up with Naria, and you notice that Luna is sitting with a woman by the fire. Um, but continue.
Hiram, is Cade still in the back?
No. So Cade has begun wiping down the counters with Blevin walking in and out of the back cabinet. They seem to be cleaning. You can tell that they're stumbling around, but they are trying to straighten everything up. No.
Hiram whistles at Cade, and
Upon seeing you walk in the door with an unconscious Ceres, Cade hurries
Covered
over
in
to you,
mud.
covered in mud. He like bolts for you as quickly as he can, stumbles over three of the chairs, falls on his face, gets up, and just very hurriedly comes to get Ceres from you. Kid, what happened? What is this? He
Michaelo
takes
goes,
Ceres
"It's
from
Tyram's
Hey,
fault."
no, Tyrion put or Cade
Tyram puts his hand on Cade's chest. Compose yourself.
Cade puts his hands out. Hand me the kid, please. He puts his hands out, very princess style. He's asking, please.
She's
He
fine. She needs a
well,
place to rest.
then Cade nods his head. Okay, all right, just give it here, and I'll do that.
Tyram
Um,
Tyram looks down at Ceres, and he looks back at the pouch, looks back at Ceres, and then he looks at Cade, and he goes, "Did you know?"
Cade taken aback. Did I know what? I know a lot of things, but what specifically? He still like he gestures for you to give him Sarah so he can go lay her down in the one bed in this place.
Tyram leans in closer to like Cade's ear. The fucking puppet.
Cade grabs Tyrum. What do you have on? A shirt?
Yeah, yeah.
He pulls you in close. What do you know about that fucking puppet?
Oh, I know a whole
He
fucking lot about that puppet.
Cade sobers up quick. What happened? What do you mean you know? What do you know about this? What he looks at Ceres, he looks back at you. Did Dutch do something? He looks down at Ceres. Kid, you haven't been paying. He kind of like mumbles that under his breath. You haven't been paying? What the? He looks back at you. Tyrum, you need to follow me and you need to tell me everything that just has transpired. Um, Cade Cade puts his hand on the table. He looks down. There's a half-drinking glass of water as he chugs the glass. He looks back at you, Tyrum. He says, "Just follow me." He calls over to Blevin. Oi, we're using the stage area. Clear it out. Um, Blevin only knows a handful of times where Cade has made a demand that wasn't a joke. Blevin hollers back, back area, evacuate. Bar's closing up. The satyr and the elven woman run past you as they go to the bar. The undead waiters that were listening have started sweeping up and cleaning the area, and these two people leave or something. Um, Cade gestures you over to the chairs that are by the stage, and he kicks the one closest to the stage. It roll basically it's like a pull-out couch. Um, he kicks it, a little latch drops down, and then he pulls out a long-sized mattress and tells you to lay Ceras down.
Tyrum lays her down.
Cade looks at Ceras for a moment. He crouches down beside her and he grabs the pouch of puppets. All right, Tyrum, come with me. He has never sounded so serious in the entire time you've met him. He's rubbing his forehead, holding the pouch of puppets, and he turns around and he say, "I need you to tell me everything that just happened."
Tyrum crosses his arm. Well, Tyrum lays his bag of armor down. Um, and he
And he
says,
drops the Duffy. Good.
yeah, he drops the duffel bag down. Well, it seems like whoever that puppet is that she owes decided that he was going to go ahead and take a bucket hostage for a private audience.
Cade puts his hand on his chin. And why would Dutch do that? Dutch doesn't come out of that godforsaken pouch unless there's a reason. You hear Cade muttering to himself, and then he stops. She forgot to pay. He looks at you. Did she say anything about needing money?
Oh no, she wasn't really allowed to talk that whole time. But yeah, he definitely made some demands.
Man's like what? Be as specific as you can, please. This is important.
I don't
Side
know.
note, Tyrion
What
caught the whole conversation. Jesus Christ.
what
GG's.
what does this
Well,
mean to you? Huh? Who is Ceres to you? What do you know about this puppet? What's going on?
Cade snarls. So, the paladin wants answers about my life. Okay. All right. Tough guy. But I'll answer your questions. But you're gonna answer some of mine too.
Hiram
He
crosses
he
his
looks at
arms.
he looks at you and gives you a grand gesture. Call this a trust building exercise. Seeing as you've met Dutch, he you're just with us now, and I suppose trust is good. He looks a little panicked, but he stops. He takes a deep breath. He rubs his forehead. All right, all right. I saved Ceres's life. Technically, she's a good kid, and she doesn't deserve to pay the sins of her father. So, that being said, she made a bad deal, and now we are trying to get her out of it. He stops. The dog from Dusty Coins, the Roman Sionis's dog. We needed that money to pay off the doll. It's just a simple pay and be done with it kind of deal. And I figured the quickest way to appeasing a man like Dutch would be to just give him what he wants. Very quickly at that. Ceres has to pay, but Ceres has been paying. I don't understand why he'd show himself like this. He stops, puts his hand back on his chin. Dutch is here, that means something's changed. And if something's changed for Dutch, things are not good for the world. Huh. He stops, tapping his chin. Long story short, I saved the kid's life. Couldn't bear to witness Hardy's child go down that path alone. Her father
Hardy?
was a friend of her father, Hardy Har, was a friend of mine. A business.
Damn it. Oh,
I'm
that
so
was
glad.
fucking
I'm so
good.
glad we kept that canon.
Fuck yeah.
Hmm.
That was fucking funny.
Hardy Har, he is a friend of mine. He runs a circus. Well, he used to, and just he made some deals of his own to get where he was. I couldn't help but to not let him fail. So I did my thing with information, and well, his circus really took off. Look, poor Saracen there only knows one thing, and it's that she's been there her whole life. She doesn't know it though. I've known her since she was a kid. He starts tapping his foot and crosses his arms. I just want the kid to be free of all of it. She doesn't deserve to be here, and it's just she deserves better. Now I need you to tell me what was he asking for? What did he say?
So Hardy Har made a deal with the devil.
Something like that. He made a deal, one of which he couldn't upkeep. Not to the devil, but to other shady characters. It just so happens that this devil, well, he took advantage of an already bad situation.
Well, I'm not too sure on the whole anatomy of possessed puppets, but this Dutch said he needs something for a woman he loves.
A woman he loves, huh? A woman he loves. Cade stops. Cade looks at you and looks fucking pissed. There's no way in all of the seven seas that bitch is free. There's no way. He stops. It makes sense. He looks up at you. He says, "We need to find Luna now." Um, I'm gonna put a pause on this part of the canon. We're gonna reel it back to Luna. You've met a cloaked woman.
Oh, motherfucker.
And when did I meet this cloaked woman? Was it when I was at the bar? When I came to sit by the fire?
You came to sit by the fire, and a hooded, gray-skinned elven woman came and sat down beside you. She at first didn't say anything, and she opened a book. One of the skeleton waiters brought her a drink and walked off. The bar began clearing out, but you're allowed to lounge as long as you want. Levin's rules. A lot of the Red Norzia regulars have already started to leave, but it's nice that, you get to sit by the fire now, because that fucking Tiefly party went to go do ungodly things with that woman. In the chair beside you is Raitu, curled up by the fire and asleep. And I imagine you've been drinking a little bit, right?
I
Steadily
still
the whole
am.
time? Aha! Josh, roll me a con save.
Okay, one moment. I need to see what my thing about is.
And roll me a perception, too.
Oh boy. Alright, so the first one's a 7.
Ooh.
And 21 for perception.
You noticed that Tyrum and Cade walked off in a hurry, and it looked like Ceras was asleep with them, like in their hands, but it doesn't seem like anything's alarming. It just seems like Ceras might have fallen asleep after working the long shift. That being said, you are pretty drunk. That con
Yes.
save did you no favors, friend. You are drunken and silently staring into the fire, because I feel like that's what Luna would be doing, unless you
That
have
is
a different
exactly what
preference.
I'm doing. No, that's exactly what I was planning on doing.
Your constitution wasn't good. You're pretty drunk. If you want to go drink a real beer, like really fast, chug it. We can get back into this if you want. No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't even have any. I'm out.
Whack.
Sadly.
But yeah, you stare off into the fire, and you notice that the hooded figure, elven lady, has started reading a book beside you. Raitu wakes up. He comes and curls up at your feet and falls back asleep. And at the sight of this, the woman gasps. My, he's very adorable. What's his name?
Luna looks over at the woman, kind of shaking his head, bobbling slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Righto.
Raitu. Such a powerful name. How'd you name him?
Luna looks at her and just a slightly blank face and blinks a few times. Just came to me right on the spot. I was kind of in the middle of the desert.
She stops and gasps. You found a tiger cub in the middle of the desert? She points down at Raitu. Can I pet him? She mouths that at you. Can I pet him? Do you let this lady pet your cat?
I thought you were about to say something because you said,
I was waiting for you to respond.
I give Raito a nudge with my feet, and Raito looks at me, and I just look at her, and he crawls on over to her.
She kneels out of her chair, closing her book, and she starts petting Raitu. He's so soft. But you named him in the middle of the desert. How did you find a tiger cub in the middle of the desert? That seems very environmentally incorrect.
So let's just say that I had there was an aggressive sale going on, and it cost me a pretty penny to get him out of there. It really cost me a lot, honestly. And
Roll
then
me a
when I decided, go ahead,
roll me a deception if you're trying to lie to
deception. I'm mixing the truth with lies here.
her.
I got a 13.
She's fully invested in your story. She also
Wow.
did not go very well.
Oh, that's crazy. And let's just say when I thought about naming him, I named him in the desert.
Well, he surely is a sweetheart. She starts scratching behind his ear. He starts cuddling up on her leg. Her glowing green eyes kind of pierce through in the firelight. She looks up at you. Can I buy you another drink? Probably
What
not a whole lot of
kind?
those. She scoffs. What can you drink?
I think I'll just stick with mead. It doesn't give me a hangover later.
She throws her hand up. Miss Naria, one more drink, please. And Naria comes over with a full glass of mead. She drops it at your table. She kind of scoffs at the lady, and she whispers in your ear, "Be wary of that one. She's a little weird, real bookworm, but she comes in from time to time to read. Still, though, I think she's a little weird." And Naria walks off.
Luna looks at her and goes, "Did you hear that?"
The lady is completely like preoccupied playing with Raitu.
Huh. Hmm. Luna slumps back into his chair and just stares back at the fire.
How much of that mead do you drink, bud?
Oh, I'm sipping on it right now because I feel like I'm kind of close to being a little crazy.
Maybe just a
A
little
sip,
bit.
I'd say a sip every 30 seconds.
Roll me a con save. At the same time this is happening, Cade and Tyrum are having their conversation, gents.
16.
Okay, you're still pretty legible. Um, as you sip on your drink, watch the fire. She looks up again and chimes, "Can I buy him from you? How much would it cost? This poor kitty witty needs a proper home." She starts like squishing his face, and Raitu lets off a cute little meow.
My hand
He's like,
starts to grip on the cup. Excuse me?
"Oh, come on. A big, scary man like yourself with this beautiful, cute little kitty. Ah, I just, I don't know if my heart can take it if anything were to happen to him." You said his
I'm
name was
sorry. He's
Raitu?
not for sale. He is my responsibility.
Responsibility doesn't sound fun. Oh, come on. I'm sure I could give him a better life. She,
No.
she, she picks him up at this point. She cuddles him a little bit.
uh, no. Luna kind of swallows a little bit as he's drinking more of his drink. No, you can't have him, but you can enjoy him while you're here. Takes another swig of my trusty full Canteen 13.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you says that, she says, "Well, then I will." And she carries Raitu over to the bar and buys him a piece of meat and some water.
Hey, now, I'm not the cat. Don't drag me around.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sweetheart. She walked. She walked off with your cat though, and they are by the bar, and she is feeding him and pampering him.
Does that get the attention of, what's her name? Elena?
Elena has already started keeping close to Blevan. She's not really helping at the bar anymore. It's more or less the skeletons cleaning up.
Okay, okay.
Really and truly, Blevin started throwing up in the back, and Elena started like patting his back. She's trying to be kind of supportive. She's like, "Mr. Blevin, I'll clean it up if you just want to go find a nice place to lay down." And Blevin is just like blowing chunks.
That's beautiful.
Right. Yeah, this woman walks off with your cat. All right. Tyrum, Cade, what were we doing?
Tyrum begins putting his armor on. But we had just discussed that fucking Dutch's love interest uh could possibly be around, and Cade was like, "Oh, we gotta
Find
fucking
Luna.
find her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta find Luna."
Cade had that revelation, storms into the back door, stumbling, keeping his balance though, because my man's is a pirate. Yeah. He uh, he looks around the bar for a moment and he jumps off the table, clears the railing, and jumps over to Luna. Oi, where's your cat?
Looks over. Luna looks over at the hyena and goes, "I don't know, Furball."
Can Tyrum see it? Because he's fucking standing right there.
Also,
You-
Michaelo
you-
is right there as well.
Michaelo, you just watch Cade jump off the table over a railing and approach Luna. Tyrum, you absolutely can see the cat.
Michaelo's gonna walk over and be like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Cade
Look at
looks
the
Michaelo.
bar.
Cade snaps over to the bar and just kind of like mushes the side of Luna's head. He steps past the waiter and Michaelo, and he says, "You two fucking numbskulls, just stay up here." As he hops back over the railing.
Michaelo's
Oi!
not gonna pay any attention to him. He's gonna follow Cade.
Oh, so you caught the railing too?
Yep.
Sick.
Well, Luna's just gonna stand and watch from afar.
He just
I'm
walks.
drunk for the shit.
um, Cade walks over to the lady and grabs Raitu very forcefully, just picks him up by the neck skin. Oi, Luna, keep a close fucking hold on your cat. Get the feeling something interesting is going to be happening soon, and I need you to watch him. And he tosses Raitu at you.
I catch him and I
Raitu,
hold my arm.
Raitu's claws scratch into your hands and forearms. Cade looks at the woman. Cade looks at the woman. No offense, sis. Nothing against you. Our friend there needed his cat back. Would you like an escort out? Or, anything? Luna, roll me another con save.
Oh boy. 5.
Josh, you feel yourself getting very tired very quickly as you hold Raitu in your hands. You get a little woozy, and in a matter of seconds, you're going to pass out and hit the ground. Michaelo, you see Luna fall over. Tyrum, you see Luna fall over.
Michaelo kind of walks over to the banister and goes, "Man, glad I didn't have the alcohol here."
Tyrum, you see the woman that was talking to Cade throw her hood on, and then she misty steps to the door.
Can I also investigate Luna? See if he just fell over from alcohol poisoning or not?
Sure.
Tyrum fucking grabs his.
It's an 8.
Tyrum holds his shield and his spear. He doesn't know what the fuck to think now.
Yeah, this woman Misty. It won't let me drink. What the fuck? Anyway, she's the red dot now. No, she's not. The fuck is wrong with all my dots?
You
All
moved,
right.
you moved her, but
Look, she's over here now
She's
by
right
the
here.
door. Yeah, she's not supposed to be. It won't let me move it.
Hmm.
So she's gonna be this blue dot because that's being weird. She Misty steps by the door, shoves the guy that was on his way out, and dips into the night.
That was an 8 on an investigation.
Josh, Luna just seems very drunk. You can smell the strong stench of mead off his breath.
Michaelo is just gonna think that he's drunk then, and
Yeah.
turn back to Cade.
Tyrum, at the moment's notice, Cade turned around to see Luna falling out. You were the only one that seen the woman fucking misty step and dip. Cade turns around, he throws his hands up. Jesus fucking Christ! Can't catch a goddamn break! He looks back at Luna. He looks back at Michaelo. Go check Luna. He's probably been poisoned.
He's just drunk.
I'm telling you. Check him again. Cade jumps over the bar and starts rummaging around underneath.
Michaelo's gonna investigate again, I guess.
Tyrum,
Oh shit! I dropped my dice.
Roll me a medicine.
Drop my dice.
Tyrum rushes to the door to check, to see, like, if there's like any remnants of her, or if there's like anything pending that could be like in the area.
That's a 15 for medicine.
Holy shit.
Michaelo, you realize that on top of being heavily intoxicated, there's a touch of drow poison in his drink. Or there was.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. And Tyrum, you look into the night using your God's gift to man dark vision, and you don't see any traces. The assailant is gone. Whoever she was, she's a masterful escape artist. Very assassin-like.
Tyrum turns around. That's it. Everyone out now.
The bar starts clearing, and Nadia's by the front door where you are. Mr. Paladin, what seems to be a problem? It's a little early for the downpour to be closing up. We usually don't do this. Cade hollers over to you and Naria. Oi, listen to him. It's time. We got to close up shop.
Michael
Naria's
is gonna walk casually over to Cade and be like, "He's got some drown poisoning in him."
Cade just looks at you dumbfounded that you said that to him so casually.
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. He looks at you
He'll
and he's
sleep
like,
it off. Just give it a few hours.
he will sleep it off. This is true. But Cade looks at you kind of dumbfounded that you don't know what that is. Just all right. Go elevate him up, get his head off the ground, and make sure he doesn't choke on his own puke. Cade starts rummaging around under the bar, and Blevan kind of stumbles out, using Elena as a crutch, who's helping this, 8-foot tall lion and walk.
Michael is gonna drag Luna over to this chair right here, and he's gonna prop him up, like in a doofy position.
Describe the position, please.
You know the Thinker, that famous statue? He's gonna prop him up like that.
As Cade continues to rummage through. Not like that, you idiot! Go put him on the couch by Ceras.
Michael is gonna drag Luna over to the railing, and he's gonna plop him onto this little padded thing right here, and then Michael is gonna walk all the way around and pick him up and place him near Ceras.
How do you place him? Is he like sprawled out? Because he was upside down when you dropped his ass.
I place him in the Thinker position again. My masterpiece was not done. My masterpiece was not done yet. This time I finished.
He said out of sight, out of mind.
That is awesome.
And then Michael is gonna jump the railing and kind of just stay near Raichu.
Lit. Oh wait, Raichu, no, come back.
Damn,
Baby,
Raichu
come
has
back.
Shadow Step too? That's fucking crazy.
So the bar closes and clears out. Blevan has fallen out behind the back of the bar, and Elena has dragged a small blanket to cover up the drunken lion. And Naria looks at everybody a little confused, and she just decides that it's best for her to just go help her father, who is passed out behind the bar. As she gets over there, Cade pulls out the antidote of drought poisoning from out of the first aid kit that Blevan keeps under the bar. And
Wait. Before that happens, Tyrum's gonna ask what's wrong with Luna.
Oh, just a bit of drought poisoning, Tyrum. Nothing to worry about.
Tyrum then kind of like cocks his head and nods, and he says, "Oh, drought poison. Oh, that's an easy fix." And Tyrum walks over to Luna in the thinker position. And he says, the funny thing about drow poison is the person affected will wake up as soon as they're harmed, and he unarmed strikes Luna with a backhand.
As you smack the shit out of Luna, Cade pokes his head up from behind the bar. I found the antidote. And you smack the shit out of Luna.
Michaelo goes, no! I spent so much time!
Roll me to hit.
Oh, fuck. That's a 14 to hit.
It's at advantage. It's an advantage. He's
But see, that
prone and
doesn't matter. That
unconscious.
doesn't matter. He hits on the first try anyway.
No, my masterpiece!
I wake up. God the fuck!
Cade throws from the bar, sees that you woke him up, and just launches the fucking antidote at Luna's head. That is
He was thinking!
that is a 15 to hit. That's an improvised unarmed strike, so double whatever
I would
damage.
also question the antidote toss because you have to throw it over that like raised like stage, don't you?
So call
Not
it
that high.
disadvantage.
I mean, he just kind of lobbed it. But
How far is that motherfucker?
This man is
You
Tom
gotta have some
Brady
accuracy,
in his
right?
prime?
Yes. It is
God
right under 60
damn!
feet. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll give you that. I'll roll disadvantage. Oh,
Yeah.
Cade
The-
fucking football toss that.
as Cade stands up, announces that he has the antidote, and sees that Luna is now awake, he yells, "Fuck!" And he stumbles backwards, tripping on a loose bottle, and he launches it as the antidote flies straight into the ceiling and shatters. A couple drips hit the carpet as a couple pieces of glass fall.
Now
and
hold on.
Cade falls backwards. I
What
rolled
did
a
you
natural.
roll?
A 1.
Oh shit!
Where did it hit, like, in relation to, like, the ceiling? Like
Right about there. Right where you had it.
right here?
Yeah.
Tyrum's gonna pick up Luna's mug and inspect it.
Roll me a
Um,
medicine or
Wait a
an
minute, hold on. I
investigation.
wanted to respond to fucking Tyrum fucking slapping the shit out of my ass.
That's fair.
Oh wait, you are
Alright.
drunk too. You are
I
still
am
very
drunk. I am still very drunk. It would have been funny if you hit me too, because then I would have been KO'd right the fuck out again. But anyway, so Luna jumps up screaming, "The fuck!" standing in Tyrum's face. The fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, you were poisoned, so I figured I'd give you the immediate antidote.
Michaelo was also going to be like, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tyrum? He was thinking!
And you all
Luna goes, "Oh, drought poisoning."
Yeah,
You all
yeah,
hear-
drought poisoning.
No.
you all hear
Fair
Cade
enough.
scream like very drunkenly from behind the bar. I tried to get you the antidote before he punched you in the face.
So once that's squared away, Tyrum is gonna go back to picking up Luna's mug. Is Luna's mug like? Does it still have liquid in it, or is it like completely toppled over?
I
It's
didn't drink
toppled.
all of it. I left it on the.
It toppled when you fell over.
But I didn't
Or-
have it in my hands. I was going to say I left it at my seat.
Well, Michaelo also threw you in your seat. At some point in the rushed action, that drink was spilled.
Okay, fair enough.
Also,
Side note,
there's
Luna,
no, like,
roll me a
table
perception.
near these.
A perception?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
did you
imagine
say
like the.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Ooh. 1 second, Josh. Ryan is right. There is no tables by the chairs, so his drink would have been on the ground. That's why I'm saying, like, Michaelo trying to fuck around with Luna's unconscious body, kick that shit over for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I was not
That
being
being
careful.
not at all.
You don't seem
nothing
like
ab-
a careful type.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No.
nothing about Michaelo is careful. That being said,
And he's
Josh,
supposed to be a ninja, too. Yes.
you as in your drunken awakenness, now for the most part cognizant, you realize that Ceras isn't wearing her makeup. And from beneath the white painted face and clown getup, you see a girl. One that looks very similar to your sister. Yeah. This is why I asked about the
Oh?
makeup, Sarah.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, this seems like a very unimportant detail.
The blushes of red freckles pop out from beneath the mud and smeared paint. Her ginger red hair kind of is more out now that the hat has probably been thrown somewhere.
I'm still
And-
drunk, yes.
Yes, you're drunk as shit.
Mm-hmm. As I see what I think to be some semblance of my sister in my drunken stupor. Since I had just stood up from being slapped, I fall to my knees, and I say, "Kara."
Does
Does Michaelo
at
and
this
Tyrum
point
hear it?
No, I'm probably by myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he is, but also
I love this picture.
I also love this picture. Ceres, you can wake up whenever you like.
I guess Ceres I don't know. Ceres is heavily fucking like
Traumatic experience.
She's
it's
fucked.
basically imagine a traumatic. Imagine the worst hangover you've had, and that's what Ceres is feeling. And she hears this, and she just hears a noise, and she lifts her arm up towards Luna, um, and grabs his finger,
Oh.
uh, and then passes back into a troubled unconsciousness. But
As you
she's holding the finger of Luna.
as you do this, Cade, who was on his drunken way over, glances at Tyrum and glances back at Ceres, and he motions to you, Tyrum, like a what the fuck?
She's been through a lot.
Cade shakes his head. He looks around for a minute, and then
Ceres is after hearing a call, she responds with Cade.
Luna is taken aback by the words that just came out of this lookalike's mouth, and it's like, wait a minute.
as you do
That's-
this,
Are you going to shake her hand off of yours?
No, but I'm still kind of just realizing what's happening. I might after I realize who you are.
as Cade hears this, he kicks the table off the rug and pulls the rug up as he runs over to you. I'm here, kid. I'm here. And he throws the blanket over you, Ceres. It's not the cleanest, but it's got to be better than being cold. And
Luna
he
backs
just
off quickly.
Michaelo
Cade
picks
looks-
up Raitu and just walks over to this banister with Tyrum.
Tyrum leans over the banister. You know, Cade, all the tales and all the nicknames they give you, they don't ever talk about the hyena with a heart.
Cade,
Luna starts to walk away.
Cade looks up at you.
Can
Tyrum.
Luna stand up?
I'm stumbling my ass away.
Wait, Luna, roll me a con save. You are fully intoxicated.
16.
Oh no, he's fine. Cade lets off his laugh and he looks up at you, Tyrum, and he says, "Yeah, yep, the legend of Cade, littered of adventure and greatness, deep in the stories, very deeply. You find a hyena with a heart." As he just lays back in utter exhaustion, he puts both hands on his face. And a heart that will continue to hurt until I die. And he kind of sprawls out on the floor and he begins laughing.
Michaelo, while holding Raitu, kind of nudges Tyrum and goes, "My favorite nickname for him was Cade Cunningtale."
It was
Cade Cunningtale. Come on, Cade Cunningtale.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Tyrum, ever so slightly, lets out the faintest chuckle.
Do I dare roll perception to notice it?
It's equivalent to Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Captain Holt. Like,
Oh my god! Oh my god! I love that show.
he's doing his best to like not show that like these people are sort of resonating with him.
It's the weirdly teary-eyed, expressionless nod.
Would Michaelo notice this? Since he's right there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Michaelo kind of just smiles.
Raitu reaches out for Tyrum. Raitu wants to be held by Tyrum.
Michaelo just holds him up like under his two arms
Take
and
your
says
son.
the
Take your
tat
son
wants
back.
you.
Take your son back.
Tyrum embraces the cat and he starts to like pet it as he looks down at Ceras and Cade. In his mind, there's more to discuss with Cade, whether he knows it or not.
Is Raitu cold? Like when you're
Yes, cold to the touch. Cold to the touch. For everybody that's not Luna.
Whoa.
for everyone that's not Luna?
I feel like that's a key thing that nobody even knew about.
Yeah, so
But I mean, seeing as they're holding him now,
Okay. I feel like I should have because Ceres has certainly pet Luna before. I feel like that
So-
information.
okay.
Right, so
all right.
his
You
the
might.
girl too. I can't remember her name at the moment.
I was gonna say you might not
Yeah.
notice it if you're just petting Raitu, but if you've been like holding and coddling Raitu, it gets cold after a while.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So-
Ceres wouldn't know.
So Michaelo's gonna give it to Tyrum and be like, "Whew, that thing's cold anyway." Whew."
Also, I'd like to point out that Michaelo is mostly skin out. Like he's got his garbs and his wear, but a lot of his skin is showing. Tyrum has been in armor the whole time.
No, he hasn't. He
Hey.
actually stripped his armor, unless he put it
No,
back
but
on.
He did put it back on.
Yeah, Tyrum put his armor back on before they burst out the room.
Back in the room.
Okay,
but,
okay.
But also, Tyrum is from the Shadowfell, which is basically like purgatory almost. So like the cold doesn't very much affect him.
The cold never bothered me anyways.
Gross.
Yeah.
It fit too good.
Um. But yeah, Tyrum's gonna do a perimeter check, make sure that everything is secure.
Cade is all.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Cade also exits and starts walking around looking for any traces of maybe an assassin who disappeared twice into the night.
Twice into the night?
Twice?
After he gets back from his perimeter check, he's definitely gonna walk up to old what's her face, the
Naria?
yeah,
Or Elena?
Naria.
Naria has been like watching her dad and Elena. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but she's not asking any questions. She's traveled with Cade enough to know how these things go. So she's just kind of been like Loki protecting Elena and Blevan.
Hey, Naria, is it?
It is. What might your name be if I'm so bold to ask?
Oh, well, many know me by my name of Tyrum.
She looks you up and down. Cute.
Tyrum looks towards, he looks at Luna. He goes, do you know that lady that was sitting with him?
No, not really. She's not even good enough to be considered a regular. She comes in from time to time, maybe a couple months, maybe every few days, but she's pretty scarce most of the time. She just comes in to read, and she pays a hefty tip and leaves.
You ever get a look at the books that she reads?
Nah, she's not much of a talker. Even with my bubbly personality, she just seemed very disinterested. Books are usually covered in leather, anyways. Real hardback stuff.
Tyrum grunts. And then says, thank you for your time.
She gives you a nod. She watches you walk away, and she goes, "If you'd like more of it, you can always take that armor back off."
Tyrum looks back
Whoa.
at her. And,
Wow.
She's
then-
a lioness, guys. She's got it's high.
Is that canonical to D&D lore?
filthy skooma peddling.
All
It's all
lionesses
furry
are just whores? Like,
It's just furry bait, all of it.
Tyrum looks over his shoulder and then looks forward and just continues walking back to Cade and Sarah.
Naria rolls her eyes and mumbles, "I wanted your friend anyways."
He's talking about Luna?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, you
No,
know
no,
what?
missed
You know,
opportunities.
I'm not gonna be in competition with Luna about anything.
Cade is still sprawled out on the floor next to Ceras. He's actually assumed a bit of a thinker pose as he's crossed both of his arms and he is staring at the ceiling. It's not really a fan, but it's kind of like a chandelier looking kind of light. And his tail has begun poking out of the side, kind of in like an up waggy kind of way. But you can tell he's thinking about something.
What is it, Hyena?
Well, then he looks at you and he says, "You know, I'll admit it. I haven't been the most respectful to your goddess, and I'd like to apologize." But he pauses, he looks back at the light, rolls over to you, kind of like a
Rolls.
got hit by a car, fucking roadkill kind of position, and he just. It seems there was more to her premonition than I previously expected. I came into this thinking it'd be an easy job to make easy money whenever you guys' bounties hit the deck. He rolls back over flat and sprawls both arms out. But it turns out each and every one of you has just a little bit piece, just another piece to this god-forsaken puzzle. I need your
Michaelo
help.
goes, "Oh, what's my piece? What's my piece?"
He looks up at you and he says, "You're bait for whatever dragons get hungry."
Michaelo goes, "Yeah, you said that in the desert."
He looks at you. I meant it.
Hiram pulls the chair, and he kind of sits down, almost like a youth pastor, you know.
Yes. Is Tyrum just a
As a
full
youth pastor?
pastor?
You know, the
What's that
crazy thing about
organization called?
Hydros was.
I mean, first and foremost, he's supposed to be bringing his faith now, and then he's a warrior.
I see it.
So-
Youth pastor Tyrum. I'm here for it.
Are you still holding
What is
Raichu
it?
as well?
Young life, right?
Oh
Young
God,
life.
no! Don't bring up Young Life, please.
That's J lore that I have not unlocked yet. I'll have to ask him about that later.
So Tyrum sits down. And he says, "The thing about faith is,
Excuse me.
It's not actually easy, and it's easy to dismiss belief in higher powers when they aren't playing to your hand.
Cade
But-
looks at you.
It's important to understand that even doubt is part of faith, for you acknowledge that there possibly was a powerful presence."
I do just want to say all of this is going over Michaelo's head.
It is, absolutely. First of all, Tyrum, roll me an Arcana. Or no. Hold up. There's gotta be a better one for this.
Wouldn't it be
Roll me a
religion?
religion. Yes, I was looking for that. Roll me a religion.
Hello?
Can you
All
hear me?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear
The
everyone.
call just like dropped for half a second.
Sorry. Roll me a religion.
Fucking hell. Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Fucking hell is a dirty 20. I'm gonna
Fucking hell is a dirty 20. Wow.
All right. Tyrum, as you begin your speech and you finish these very powerful words, you feel a slight presence. It wells up inside of you. It feels very warm, and it reminds you of when you used to. It reminds you of when you used to serve for charity. The task that you always kind of figured was less than important, but one you did begrudgingly, and it eventually grew on you. It's a warm feeling that reminds you of giving back to the people in a way that you did that didn't involve bloodshed.
There were times where even I had felt like Kydros' faith had abandoned me. I was weak. I had to remind myself of what it really meant to be a knight of this order. I had to remind myself what Kydros stood for.
Cade looks at you and he says, "Well, friend, you see the difference between the two of us is that your God told you that everything would be okay. He looks back at the lamp. My God told me I had a price to pay.
What?
But
Hold
Who
on.
is your god?
not so much of a god, but somebody that I work for. Morse, he's not the nicest.
Michaelo just sounds more like an employer to me.
If you met him, you'd think otherwise.
He's a god that walks around with us?
I mean, I don't see any gods stopping him from walking around with us, but you know, he stops. He looks at the fucking lamp, he leans up, and he looks at you. Why are you asking me questions anyways? He looks
What's
at
his
Tyrum.
name?
He looks at Tyrum. He looks back at Michaelo. He's a lizard, the size of any big castle you've ever crawled out of, and he brings nothing but death and destruction. If that's not godhood, then I don't know what is.
Is
He
this
looks at
one of those
Tyrum.
dragons that you told me about earlier?
Cade's face palms. I've said it was a dragon 3 times now. Pay attention or get out of the fucking conversation.
I'm starting to think you don't like me.
I'm starting to think you're fucking stupid.
That was yesterday.
He looks back at Tyrum, but I'll take your words for what they are. I grew up in your neck of the woods. I know the sentiments. He stands up, he stumbles a little bit, dusts himself off, and I appreciate it. I haven't heard words like that since, well, it's been since a long time. And he looks over at Ceras. He lets off a deep breath. All right, all right. He looks at you, Tyrum. You wrap these hooligans up. Get everybody to bed. He rubs his fucking forehead as he starts walking towards where Blevan is. We'll head out first thing in the morning. All of you stay close to each other. And as he walks past you, Luna, he puts your hand on your shoulder. Keep an eye on your cat. As he
So, Luna right now is sitting trying to forget what he had just seen, the split image of his sister as you walked up and approached him. Go ahead.
keep an eye on your cat. We need to tighten the leash on him a little bit. Things could be dicey. He leans in. You know who's looking for him.
Who has my cat right now?
I think
Michaelo.
Yeah, I think
Or
Tyrum's-
Tyrum. Yeah,
So,
Tyrum is holding.
okay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. They traded him off. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, kid. Luna gets up to go get Raito. Tyrum, give me my cat back, please.
You aren't gonna hand it to any strangers, are you?
I didn't hand him to him in the first place. I let him walk.
Let him do as he pleases.
Let him do as he pleases. He's an outdoor cat.
He is.
Tyrum hands Raito to Luna. I'd heed Cade's words.
I
And
plan to.
I don't often say that about Cade.
Ooh,
Cade's not much of the trustworthy sort, I can agree.
ouch. Cade walks over to Naria while y'all are talking, and he starts helping clean up Blevan's throw up and reassuring little Elena that things are gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
So, with that being said, the tavern night has come to a close. Everybody has hopefully started trying to settle in. The skeletons walk around fixing the tavern up. You all hear just every so often little grumbles from Frank. Clarence. But Cade begins polishing up the bar for his friend, and Naria dragged her dad to the one bed That is an in and upstairs location. There is no stairs on the map, but it would be over top of this little area. Just I didn't have time to build the second story. But Naria and her dad have exited to the upstairs where her dad is passed out in the one bed.
Wait,
And
that's her
Naria's
dad?
Yeah, Blevan is Naria's dad.
There's only one bed?
Oh!
Did you assume they were lovers or something?
I mean, there's only
I
one
thought
bed.
They were husband and wife.
Nah, that's his daughter.
You thought Nario was a fucking hussy who was just trying to pounce on anybody.
Why is there only one
I
bed?
thought it was a little odd, but I was rolling with it.
You did say there was one bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there
She
only
puts him
one
in
bed
the-
for a father and daughter?
He didn't let me finish. As I was saying, she puts him in the one bed in his room, and she crosses the hallway that is directly opposite of the stairs to her room.
Okay.
That is also where Elena has gone to sleep with the lioness. And yeah, Cade just helps with the skeletons cleaning up the bar. You see him sweeping and wiping down tables, attempting to not break dishes like Josh would have. And what is everybody
Excuse
else
me?
doing?
Michaelo's gonna
Excuse you?
walk over to one of the skeleton guys and put his hand in the rib cage again.
The skeleton. What is your AC?
17.
Doesn't matter. The skeleton snaps its head at you and tries to bite you, but it just kind of gnaws on your hand. It doesn't hurt. You can
It
tell
tickles.
though it's uncomfortable. This poor skeleton is very uncomfortable. You keep fingering its bones.
Michaelo's just
You
laughing.
You keep turtle finning its bones.
Michaelo's
You
just
don't have
laughing.
hands.
Yeah. It's like
All
it's
right.
like the Ninja Turtle
Teen-
hands.
Hands. Okay, they're just thick. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're putting your thick ass turtle fingers in this fucking guy's ribcage.
Yeah.
As you keep doing it, he rolls to hit you, and he just punches you in this like the stomach shell. It doesn't do any damage. He starts like beating on your shell, trying to get away.
Michaelo takes his hand out.
The skeleton fucking hauls ass, and you see it like run. And why does it keep doing that? You see it like hide behind the other one. Clatter, clatter, clatter.
Michaelo is kind of just like laughing to himself, like.
So
funny.
with all of our NPCs asleep and Cade cleaning up, Tyrum, Luna, and Ceras. Ceras, you're pretty much asleep for the night, correct?
Ceras is kind of in and out of consciousness. I think if someone touched Ceras, she might not have the best reaction.
I think everyone decided to just let Ceras sleep.
And then yeah, Ceras
More
is
like
asleep.
I think Luna got freaked out by the fact that he realized what he saw wasn't actually there.
Hey Luna, as you drunken stupor, you reminisce on your sister. Tell me some memories about her. What were some things you guys like to do together?
As Luna reminisces on his memories with his sister, he remembers bringing back trinkets for her, as she would be the one to help the elders around the village do their day-to-day and help around town generally. She was just a helpful person in the town, a very well-loved person. And one of the things that we really liked to do was climb up one of the mountains and stare at the moon on a full moon night.
Ironic, but pretty.
Indeed. Up until when the sun would rise. Every once in a while.
Yeah. Did you guys have parents?
Not that we can remember.
What was the mountain called?
The mountain?
Nice.
Great. It's the mountain. I don't think it has a specific name.
Yeah, it was just it was all just a part of Isildur's
It
keep.
was the nearest mountain to the village.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, what was that mountain called?
Oh.
Yeah, Josh, go ahead, give it a good tribal name. It's not going to be
Good
called
tribal
such by
name.
anybody else but you.
Mount Hakato.
Ooh,
Hakato.
Hakato.
He just named his fucking mountain Haktu, guys.
Mount Hak.
Right when the meme was dying too.
Right when the meme was dead. All right.
I'm just saying. I
Mhm,
record
I guess
a lot
it's
in
okay,
my
though.
notes. And
Yes, you
when
do.
this comes up again, and I'll be like, yeah, it was Mount Hakatoa.
Spit on that thing.
You don't want to settle on anything,
I'm having. That's the only memory I want to share. But I'm starting to remember what I said my sister's name was, but I might just keep it the way it is for now. Anyway,
Yeah, because you changed
that's
it,
it
right?
for me. I did totally change it because I forgot what her name was originally.
Yeah, you did. Threw me off a little bit, but
Yeah.
I think I like it better.
Fuck it. Retconning. Huh? What?
Retconning? What? What happened?
Yeah, retconning. Totally retconning. If I remember correctly, her name was Sola. There we go.
There you go.
Yes. So from the high point of when the moon would rise, we'd sit on the mountain, and then until the sun started to rise, and we would head back down, and then greet the villagers.
All right.
They were special. They needed no sleep.
Yeah, I mean, when I would come back from my trips, she would want to spend as much time with me as she could. So we would sit up on that mountain and just talk. I'd tell her the stories of everything that I'd done.
In character, or are you just describing this to us?
Ron asked me to reminisce.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just talking about my memories right now.
Josh, do you think Luna's drunk enough to kind of stutter out some of the words pertaining to your memories?
No, I don't think so. Unless someone's trying to converse with me. I mean, I'm pretty intoxicated.
In his brain.
I am very much so in my brain.
All I'm saying is I've got a lot of gray instead of black text under Luna.
What does that mean? That this is you have metagame knowledge, but you can't.
Black text.
About it?
Black text is what Ceras has literally witnessed and seen. Gray text is what you have. Is metagame. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's so. I've got a lot for. Honestly, I should send these notes out to all of y'all motherfuckers so you can just take a little whiff.
A little peek at what you've got. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
To be completely fair, like I get drunk during these sessions, so like I start missing stuff, but
something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Indeed, that, and not to mention again, Ryan has the videos that he's making, or recordings, rather.
That is
but
true.
how often have any of you except
I was about to say
for Ron have listened to him?
I've listened to literally all of them.
Well, yeah, I know Ryan, you have. I know Ron has because it's hard as a DM not to go back.
I can't claim to have. I'm not going to claim to, but I will say eventually I will.
I've not because I listen to my own voice and I go. Ugh.
I've literally had to listen to all of them. Take out the
you edit them.
Take out Ron being a parent. I got to do all that shit.
You know what, Ryan? I need to go through and then I need to go like, hey, I can get canceled over this. Let's.
This is where we're ending it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm gonna go first for Rosebud Thorn because I'm pretty sure it's my turn to go first, and also because I want to.
Hey, go off.
Holy fucking shit! This has been such a great session, full of. It's something that I don't think I ever achieved during my time as a DM. As a RP session that was so full of so many roles. I feel like there were a couple times where it's like the the I think it was 5 perception rolls in a row was a little much, but god damn, they like everything else was so valid. The fact, Ron, you forced me, Dutch forced me into conflict with my own party mates, and then on top of that is currently enticing me into a full betrayal is something that I never wanted to try. Honestly, when you guys were 3 months in, you could have handled it, and I think I babied you a little bit. Like shit. I am. I am beyond conflicted right now.
Side note, real quick, the perception checks were to see if you noticed the pouch being open. He slipped out
No,
anyway.
I mean after that, when we were going outside, because there were
Oh,
3 perception checks between me and I guess the perception check to see if Michaelo was there, and the perception check to
I'm gonna
see
be
if
honest. I was trying really hard to get you by yourself first. I won't lie.
well, but I feel like as the fact that the other players were doing what their characters were doing, right? So it's like, as you tried to get me by myself, everyone else was trying to do what they think their
It was
characters
right.
were trying to do. And
It was great.
I think it turned out properly because while it wasn't the right thing for the setting, it was the right thing for the characters, and it made the stakes all the more higher, which made it all the better.
Yeah, because Michaelo thinks of Ceras as like his best friend, so he was gonna
because
help her no
Ceres
matter
wants
what.
pizza. Ceres wants pizza, just like
Right.
Exactly. So Michaelo's gonna have a few words with Ceras when she wakes up because she
I
threw a fucking fireball at him twice.
yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
I think, because I've been talking to Ron about Ceres's conversations with Cade, because since you guys don't have, you might have the note, but you might not. But the white mask and Cade turning into Ceres's father is very important, and. Ceres is going to have that conversation, and this is a bud, of course, but going to have that conversation along with I'm there's a big bud for I think at the Ceres is basically like a late college student age for gnomes. She's like 25, I think 27, which gnomes live for, I think, 200 years. I think
Something
that's
like
it. So she's like, at the age of like 25, she's just college year for human kind of thing, but in order of maturity, and she's gonna have to. She's learning that there are she's learning what like real fraternity and friendship means through her like interaction with this party, because all of her life she's been kind of ignored, and the only person in her life who was trying to get her by was her father. So she's trying to like, she's finally learning what real friends are, and now there's this option of the weight of her guilt versus the true friends that she has gained, and it's honestly, I have to figure out how much that value is for Ceres. But it's huge, bud. Rose for Rose for the whole interaction with fucking Luna getting drow poisoned. That love that. Big Rose for Tyrum. Tyrum, Honestly, I don't know. I feel maybe that it was just me not fully understanding the character, but Tyrum seems very I think I like the way Tyrum's going. Is Tyrum is very reserved, but he has a lot of passion for doing good and caring.
He's still a paladin.
He's still a paladin.
And he's opening
Yeah.
up
And
more.
it's not necessarily that he's opening up more. I think it's more that he is finding the grounds where he feels the need to. He's learned enough about the party where he actually understands and feels the need to enact his good side upon them. Because at first it's like, who the fuck are these people? But it's like, I'm starting to learn more, and these people need my help. And I think it's very I'm starting to learn a lot more about Tyrum, and I really like where it's going. Big big rose to Michaelo. First of all, god damn, let's keep that pizza fucking bit going. I
Please.
never want that to stop. Oh god, I love that so
If
much.
he can't, if nobody's serving it, he's going to make it if they have the necessary ingredients.
If they have the necessary ingredients. Big Rose and Bud for Bucket because Bucket has once again and in a more significant way shown intelligence. Which
Simon?
is yeah.
He listened to you.
What?
Oh, did I say something? Because I was just listening.
Oh,
Oh, you said someone said Simon, but
I
continue
said
on,
Simon because it sounded like Simon was like gonna say a big bud, and then it just like cut out.
Oh, okay, cut out.
Oh, yeah, he was saying that he's very excited that Bucket is showing intelligence more
Yeah,
so than
I
he did
didn't.
before.
I was afraid because like I didn't know if Bucket is like sentient. Like he
Well,
seems to
I
have
still don't know.
autonomy.
I thought it was because the puppet was controlling Bucket.
I'm leaving all of your
Oh, that could
conspiracy.
also be the case.
Right,
I'm
That's
leaving
because
all of your
yeah.
conspiracy theories to yourselves, you fucking metagamers.
yeah, we could
No,
mitigate that.
no, because I feel like that is certainly something that Simon wouldn't think of, but Ceras would.
Right. Fair.
I don't
Okay,
think that's
fair.
metagaming. I
Okay,
think
that's a fair. You put it
you
like
know,
that, that's fair.
but
I'm
yeah,
just
that
making sure.
yes, but I really big bud to that because honestly, on the level of what Bucket has done, it wouldn't be past it to think that it was Dutch, and also wouldn't be putting it past to think that it was Bucket. I have the notes. There's a lot of stuff here.
also Bucket
But
still has that moss on her as well.
yeah, Bucket still has the moss, you know.
All right,
Um,
what's your thorn? What's your thorns?
my only thorn, I guess my only thorn is no, I don't think I really have any thorns. Solid session. All right,
Yeah.
next.
Okay, I can go. Yeah, I think I echo a lot of Simon's sentiment. I think this session was chock full of storytelling and lore. And it opened up so many doorways. And was annoying with the fucking perceptions, but it did play a part. Like it was annoying but necessary. I can see why Ron did it.
I'm trying to balance it out, guys. I promise.
You know, Rose. Oh man, dude, just Rose to Ron. I think your little like you know pre-written stuff that you had going into executed.
Thank you.
But I think it definitely helped the story flow in a way that felt less like bumpy. Um, Rose to Ryan with committing to his character of Michaelo and all the fun and silliness of Michael. Um, I everyone at least like Ron and I had like our fears because of the pre-made campaign that we did, and things were bumpy then, and we were all kind of like a little afraid of like if that was going to be the role again, because of that's also how Damien sort of plays. He's not one to come out of his slot. No pun intended.
Ah,
But seeing you step into the light of Michaelo and just really embrace the character and have fun with how he behaves, it's great. It adds so much to the story.
Well, the one shot we were
Um,
doing, I was playing like a stoic character like you, who didn't talk much.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, but what else, man? Rose to Simon with Ceras and everything with Dutch. Um that was a lot of exposition and plot that I got to experience as Tyrum and not just as someone as a player listening. Um and it helped Tyrum decide how he is going to act in the future. Um, it opened up a lot of doors with Ceras. It opened up a lot of doors with Cade, and kind of like Simon said, it opened up doors with Tyrum and his development with the party. Um, I this is supposed to go on for a while. Eventually, there was gonna have to be a point where Tyr, um, you know, slowly starts to embrace the party in some fashion. And I think we're working towards that. Um, I had a lot of fun with Tyrum this session. And being involved in the plot so much. Uh, Bud, I can't wait to see how Ceres will feel after the knight's actions. Um, can't wait to see the conversations between Tyrum and Ceres. Can't wait to see the further conversations between Tyrum and Cade, because that was only a fraction of the conversation between Dutch and Ceres.
Right.
Um, that was revealed, and there's still more. There's still so many questions that Tyrum has. There's definitely a lot more questions. But he definitely got some answers. Um, Bud to see this mysterious bitch. I know we haven't much on that. Tried to get a little bit out of that. I'm gonna have to approach it from some different angles in the next section. Um, Rose to Tyrum slapping the shit out of.
Slapping the shit out of Luna.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You cut out.
Yeah, you got
Slapping the shit out of Luna.
I think it might be
Yeah.
Discord. Since Simon's cutting out, you're cutting out.
And Thorn, I failed a few perception checks, but I netted a lot of successful checks. So
Dude, you hearing a conversation from 30 feet away in the middle of the night was great. I'm mad that you
Yeah.
got so much of it, but I'm glad it worked out that way.
yeah. So that's about it. Yeah.
I'll go next. So, a couple of my roses. My roses is to the most nosiest people in our group. I'd say number one is definitely Tyrum. Aside from that, is Ceres after that. So Tarum, you sticking your nose in a lot of people's business right now, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Man, you gotta know that you gotta know the people you're getting into bed with, man.
That's true. That's true. That is true indeed. Another rose was listening to the hostage situation go down. That was pretty entertaining, and go ahead.
Sorry. Thorn. I didn't really know how I wanted to play that situation. I was like running through my mind on like how can Tyrum save Ceras in this situation? How can Tyrum interfere without causing damage and not being able to protect Ceras definitely weighed heavy on Tyrum.
That's a big fucking rose of mine. It's because he wants to save people because he's a paladin, but he can't save Ceres.
I love it even more because you teetered the line between too much action and not enough action very well. I think any more than that, Dutch would have blew y'all the fuck up. Being completely honest, but I love that you waited, you watched. I tried to give you an opportunity, and boy, did you fucking take it.
All right, so back to you, Josh. Sorry.
Shoot. Yeah. So my other rose for this whole session was watching Ceras go to work as soon as she got behind the bar and started doing her little spiel, right? And the fact that she went and is it that we don't know what like tomato paste is, or
there just weren't any tomatoes.
There just weren't any tomatoes.
Oh,
there were just no tomatoes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think Ceras would know what to. She's probably eaten tomato paste, but I don't think she knows how it's made.
I feel like in this world specifically, nobody has done that combination of ingredients. So, like, even if you were to go to some vast resort and see bunches of fruits and vegetables, you wouldn't know what to do with them. They're like high-end luxuries.
Except for at least one person in Newest Yorkshire.
One person and maybe 3 other brothers who did or do. We know at least one of them does. The rest of them we have no idea.
But I want
if there is a rest of them.
This one is it's a bit of a rose and a thorn. So like I was trying to imagine what it would be like for me to try to come up with something on the dot when I'm trying to be, trying not to completely lie. And when the chick asked me the first time where I got it from, and I said the store, it was just like,
the store.
I love that Luna's a bad liar. I think that's gonna make for some very interesting.
I think that is awesome, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was completely unintentional, so I just fucking rolled with it. It was just like fuck. So that was a rose and a thorn a little bit. But a bud is I'm curious what they want with my cat, and I thought it was pretty funny the fact that I was just standing there and then I just passed the fuck out. I was fine.
That 5 cons fucking killed you, dude.
So was that the alcohol or was that the poison con
save? No, it was the poison con save. She drugged you.
Okay, but fair. But
you got roofied.
Yes.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I had been drinking for hours.
Josh, it's okay, man. You got roofied.
Yeah, I know. Listen, if you want listen. If you want a breakdown, the original con saves were for being drunk, but the last mead that you ordered was spiked. The final con save was to see if the drought poison would take effect,
and it did.
It did, and the way drought poison reads is you roll low enough, you fall out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for me. Yeah. Looking forward to what happens next. Definitely looking forward to Ceras waking up, and I'm also looking forward to how you're gonna make this connection between me and Ceras.
Also, I want to harp a little bit on. I know Luna was in a oh, I'm a lycanthrope and like, but how did Luna's face look when Ceres was like, you could just go out and live in the world instead of going back? The
So
irresponsible thing.
if you were to see what he looked like, he would have had the most vulnerable eyes that you were looking at because you were speaking straight to his soul, what he really wanted to do. But the moment that y'all got distracted, he kind of just like raised his guard back up and was like, "I'm just gonna go right back into this drink."
That's I wanted to the session was a perfect opportunity to make the connection, and I think maybe the seed of one, but you know.
Well, I was the seed of one for sure. I was going to say that there were two seeds. The conversation that we were having at the bar, and then when I saw you without your makeup on,
Oh,
and Ron
of
was
course.
like, "Boom!" Right? I was just like, "Huh." That's why he said that washed off. That was very clever, Ron.
Thank you. I was
Mm.
looking for a way to work that in, and had it gone any further, there would have been like legitimate water combat for it to happen. But I like this more.
That's it for me.
Rose to this whole session, really. I think one of my favorite parts was when Tyrum was looking out the window and then looked away, then we moved, then he looked back and we were just gone.
Yeah, dude, it's like a stealth game.
To answer your question, Simon, two of my brothers are definitely dead.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I have, because I have in your my grayed out text. I have Dono, who introduced you to pizza for the first time.
Yep.
Your father,
mhm.
Dono punches his arm. Keep it up, brother. Watching TV with Master Splinter, the crystal ball projected Loose G, who is Bruce Lee.
Loose Bree.
Loose Gree.
Loose Gray.
Bree.
Loose Bree?
Yeah.
Loose Bree. He switched to being the L in Bruce
Yeah,
Lee.
yeah, that's
Oh.
exactly what I did.
Loose Bree, yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
I guess it'd be Loose B.
But
Yeah, Loose B.
but your prophecy, which is metagaming,
Yeah.
is you have a brother you're trying to find, and he's in a fancy place.
Yes. Yeah, I have that written down too. But no, Master Split and two of my brothers are definitely dead because I buried them in my session 0.
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys do only know of one dead brother though, because Michaelo has not
we only
referenced.
know of one. We only know actually.
I've
Ceres
mentioned-
only
I've
knows
mentioned
that he
all
has
my
a
brothers.
dead. No,
No,
you've
you have
mentioned
not.
that your father is dead. You have
Yep.
mentioned that your father is dead. That's it.
And then Dono was. It was
And then you said, and you mentioned that your family was killed by the bootstraps.
it was
didn't
heavily
mention
implied.
how many or
of-
who.
Right.
Well, Ceres knows Dono is dead.
I'm gonna say it was heavily implied that Dono was dead to Sarah specifically.
I definitely told him because when we were working on the thing, she was like, I would like to meet him, and I was like, yeah,
He dead.
Oh yeah,
it's not,
Yeah,
it's not a thing.
But that's what I'm saying. You've got Split dead for sure and Dono's dead for sure. You haven't referenced your other brothers.
All right.
as I said, I get drunk during these, and sometimes I miss stuff.
My bud is what we were talking about yesterday, Ron, like how you're gonna introduce Raffle back into the story.
I can't wait.
Metagaming. I can't wait for that to happen because I don't know how Michaelo's gonna react yet.
I don't know for sure what I'm gonna do, but of the options, they're all gonna be very emotional. So just be
Oh,
ready
boy.
for some bullshit.
Oh boy, I don't have any thorns for this session.
All
But
right.
also,
guys.
Ron, I got a question.
What's up?
Does Raffle have any wanted posters out there? Like, am I gonna find one of those, or
I'm just gonna
Or
say
is
you
he
haven't
just
found one
gone?
yet. Not
Okay.
sure. Yeah, you haven't found one yet. Also, I love that nobody ever went back to the wanted poster. That's great.
Ceras would have, but there was that zombie in the way, and I didn't know if they were like. Wait.
Michaelo's still not asleep.
They don't talk much, but that one guy was talking to that zombie. That goblin was talking to the zombie a bunch.
Yeah, the goblin was ordering food or drinks. The skeleton wasn't talking back, but they can
But
understand.
you said they were deep in conversation. Come on.
Hey, have you heard a goblin speak? It doesn't take a whole lot.
That's true. They
Never
could
heard of goblin
communicate.
speak.
Fair. I will say, if you would have went over to listen in, you'd have heard the goblin talking a lot to the skeleton by himself, and the skeleton's just going to be standing there trying to bring him his drink.
Fair. Well, all I know as my experience as a bartender, a person who talks a lot generally is not drinking a lot.
Interesting.
I mean,
Makes
that's
sense.
facts right there.
Makes sense.
I mean, they can talk a lot if they are having a middle level real conversation. Or no, if they're having a real conversation and they're letting the other person speak, then they're drinking. But if they're having a monologue, which most people who are drinking heavily at a bar do, they will drink a lot of beers and then they will talk to you for a lot. And then they will sip, and that's honestly for their safety, that's good.
Whoa, Josh, this is cool as fuck.
What's
Sorry,
cool
Josh,
as fuck?
what you just sent me.
I suppose.
Hey, I'm sorry,
Ron,
Simon.
Do your rosebud?
Rose to getting to kind of play into everybody's story a little bit. I've been trying to find a way for the party to really connect, and I think this was a great session. I liked how all of it went. I'm gonna be honest.
I really like how everyone was so concerned about Ceras.
I was gonna say, I love that Ceras is slowly becoming the heart of the team because, originally I was worried that Cade might be too much of an asshole for the party to follow, but they're following him now.
He
not
is.
because,
He is. How much I liked. The biggest part I liked. This is another rose. Is the fact that now Tyrum has something on Cade, and Cade suddenly has to be vulnerable to have a conversation with Tyrum. That's a big thing.
And I really like it because nobody would have stepped to this level if it wasn't for Ceras being the character that she is. When you originally started putting Ceras together, I kind of figured that Ceras would be either a joke character or the heart of the team. And I really do like that Ceras is low key the heart of the team.
I want you to understand that Luna has no idea what the fuck really just happened. Luna just got a warning that he should just watch his cat, and Luna has no idea that Ceras just went through some shit. All he knows is that she's sleeping in the bed.
And that's fine. But when you think about the overall scheme of things, Ceras and Michaelo are best friends.
Yes.
Michaelo trusts her wholeheartedly. You've got Tyrum. Tyrum's got a soft spot for small people or
someone
girls,
in need.
Because he's a priest.
Because he's a youth pastor.
Youth pastor.
Same because he's young life.
But Tyrum has found a way to kind of root for Ceras, and in turn it's leading him to
he's not a little boy.
Yeah. And and ultimately Luna's just here because Cade told him to be here, but that doesn't mean that Luna is also a very to himself and stoic character, and I think if anybody's gonna get through to that, it'll either be Ceras or Michaelo. And
I think I actually have my bets hedging on fucking Tyrum. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Michaelo only hates one character, and I don't hate you, Ron. It's just Michaelo hates Cade.
That's fine. And that's another rose.
I think that's fair. That's very fair.
I really like that even though Michaelo knows he doesn't want to be dealing with this person, he knows he has to. And I love the hate boner. Like it's great having someone to argue with. Like no matter, I feel like no matter how far we go into this campaign, it's always going to be there. Or maybe it'll change, but I really like it now because it's fitting. You weren't supposed to like Cade. He was supposed to feel like he was swindling you, and some of you are seeing different sides to him.
That's
Some of you are
exactly what
still
I feel like he's doing to Michael.
exactly. And so, for some of you, it feels like you're being just dragged along, Luna and Michaelo. But for others of you, he's actually somebody with a little bit of depth and maybe not all to what meets the eye. Um, and I like trying to flesh this character out. I was really excited to play him.
Oh,
So
another rose was finding out that Cade is also wanted alive, just like Michaelo is.
yes,
Ah,
rose to that because
Rolling with criminals.
I threw a lot of uh, Cade lore out there, and I'm glad somebody picked up on some of it.
Because Michaelo was the only one who we knew that was different from everybody else, and he wanted alive. But now we found out that Cade is wanted alive as well.
Yeah,
So I think Cade and Michaelo are closer than they think.
interesting theories. Maybe that's why they don't like each other.
I was just thinking that.
And Tyrum is excommunicado from the fucking church.
yeah.
Meaning what? That there's an internal bounty from the church, and it's anyone who can claim this rogue paladin will fucking be compensated.
They couldn't just call you out like that, Tyrum. It's too direct. But they did say anybody still sporting the old symbol is worth a price. So they kept it open ended.
Oh fuck, dude! I forgot. I was gonna say one last thing before we closed out.
Man, we could sound like actual, youth church.
Young life, rat.
One more thing out of the book of Tidros.
That's pretty much it. If it
Oh, go ahead.
Well,
I don't have anything.
hold on. The whole thing about clearing out Kydros's coffers.
Okay. How many of the rumors did y'all actually pay attention to?
Luna wasn't paying attention at all.
Michaelo may or may not also have cleared out coffers.
Tyrum heard it, but Tyrum knows that that's not the fucking case.
Hey, hold on. The rumor, just for my own records, is tried to steal the dragon's what was it, like
Everfire. Yes.
Right.
He
There is a
slayed
plot
Kraken barehanded.
That he did. He gave word to the Bahamut Church the night of the slaughter for them to defend themselves.
So the thing that I remembered was that the reason why Tyrum understands that what drow poison is and how it works is because drows are fucking dark elves essentially, but Shadar Kai are naturally immune to that poison, and they also have experience in that poison.
Yep.
Oh, Simon, for your notes, Michaelo did steal the coffers at the church.
Oh,
Wow.
He stole all the money.
Great out one though. That would be a great out one though, because I know.
Metagaming.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go to bed before my girlfriend gets mad at me. She's already.
All right, guys.
Good night.
Bye.